let it out. Done, get it right in the fields, let it out. Get it done, get it right in the fields, let it out.
Let's get it.
Let it out, get it done, get it right in the fields, let it out. Let it out, get it done, get it right in the fields, let it out. Done, get it right in the fields, let it out. Get it done, get it right in the fields, let it out.
Yeah, hey, look, Joe, I tell him, I say, hey, look, your court this hand and got me super fried. I know an opera that inside a Uber ride.
I know broke you got the wheel, I want you to drive. We gave the ox cement shoes and watched them scuba dive. I know you ain't alive, didn't even make the news yet, but I know that died. Switch speak, blood on the landing. I choose the Perkies over there, she don't understand me.
She don't understand me. Blood, she ain't dancing. Never caught a body, he ain't part of the family.
She said she won't be happy. I gave her pieces in it.
You an actor, that was need a Grammy. You can't have my baby, better take this plan B. Glock 23 on me with a stick that got like Whammy. When you see me, don't blink or stop.
Welcome to Redondo Beach, where tonight the lights shine a little brighter, the crowd roars a little louder, and the stakes feel a little bigger than ever. This is the Battle of the Beach, Redondo Union versus Mira Costa, the most anticipated matchup of the season. Two proud programs, two schools separated by just a few miles, but divided by decades of rivalry. For Redondo, it's a chance to defend home turf and prove they're the team to beat. For Mira Costa, it's about storming into enemy territory and continuing bragging rights. The stands are packed, the energy is electric, and every play tonight will echo through the South Bay. Rivalries don't get any better than this. Redondo and Costa under the Friday night lights. It's tradition, it's pride, it's the Battle of the Beach, and it starts right now, only on Redondo Sports. I'm going to pass it over to Edward to discuss this Redondo Union football team.
Okay, good evening. Redondo is coming in after losing last week in El Dorado 31-6. One of the key factors tonight, the question is, can the offense rebound? As we saw last week, Cole Liner, the quarterback, only threw for 84 yards. The offense only gained 155 yards on total offense. So there's going to be a big challenge for this Seahawk offense to control the ball tonight. As I turn to Julius. Julius, Mira Costa has won this meeting 7 years in a row. What do they need to do to keep this going tonight?
And of course, Mira Costa for last week, dominant win over St. Francis, score of 45-19. Not only could Mira Costa run the ball with Adrian McBean as a start running back, but they could also pass the ball with the senior quarterback Liam Meeker, who last game threw for 10 for 13, 156 yards and 2 touchdowns. And of course, like you said, Edward, 7 years in a row, Mira Costa has defeated Redondo Union. And of course, Redondo Union with the senior quarterback Cole Liner. Hopefully, this is going to be a very interesting matchup, Edward.
Yeah, and the last victory by Redondo in this rivalry was November 2017. Seahawks won that matchup 27-23, looking to end a long losing streak. As I throw back to Kevin, a good crowd here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. They're looking to see a better performance than RUHS was able to put up last week. Last week, they only had 6 points, and it wasn't from the offense. The offense didn't put up a single point as the defense got a pick 6. The offense will look to rebound. They are missing star wide receiver and defensive back Bo Osmus, who's out with the left leg injury. We'll see how that affects him this time, but we'll look for some creativity from Coach Keith Ellison and quarterback Cole Leinart for spreading the ball around. Let's see how they tackle this Mira Costa defense.
And of course, Mira Costa last week against St. Francis only allowed 90 pass yards and 55 rushing yards, but including 4 sacks against the quarterback for St. Francis. So just like last week, Redondo Union, their offensive line allowed 4.5 sacks against Cole Leinart. And of course, Redondo Union did not want that same story to happen ever again. So throughout the week, Redondo Union practiced really hard, especially with their offensive line and their defensive line. So let's see what they got for tonight's game.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be an absolute thrill on our hands. So stay tuned for Redondo Sports' coverage of the Battle of the Beach, the home opener for the Seahawks, Redondo Union High School versus Mira Costa. Stars are out here at RUHS as we see Russell Westbrook. He's got some family on the team with junior Kyle Westbrook, who's a defensive back. But as you can see, this is a huge game, not just for the student body, but for celebrities as well.
Good evening and welcome to Seahawks for the 2025 home opener. Tonight, Redondo plays host to Mira Costa High School. Mustangs entered the contest 1-0 in preseason. The Seahawks are 0-1. At this time, we ask that you rise. Give your attention to midfield for the presentation of the colors by the Junior ROTC and the play the national anthem, Seahawk Marching Band.
So after that national anthem, we're ready to get play underway. Redondo Union take the field as we see the tunnel. We got Mira Costa on the other side. Both squads hungry for this one. Week 2 action, Redondo Union's home opener. This is going to be an incredible matchup. We're going to take a preview at this matchup. Number 11, we got Cole Leinart, quarterback for the Redondo Union Seahawks. Number 15, Christian Zeno, got the bulk of the workload. He plays running back and wide receiver. Kyle Westbrook is a cornerback who's been solid for the Seahawks. Lincoln Esparza is a solid tight end and linebacker. Brock Herrera, one of the players to watch out for on the edge there for the Seahawks. Adrian Ortiz, He is a solid offensive weapon for the Seahawks. We'll see a lot of him. Parker Blevins is a wide receiver. He's also a solid kicker, so we'll see multiple uses of him. Cooper Burns, a solid linebacker for the Seahawks. Riley Jarrell is another running back who will get some workload this game. Blake Wonderly is one of the wide receivers who's going to make an impact this game for the Seahawks. Tyler Silas, the linebacker, standing at 6 feet tall. He'll have an impact on this game. This crowd bursting with energy as we're ready for the pregame festivities and the start of the game. Captains will walk out for the coin toss, and we'll determine how to start this game.
Los Angeles Chargers are in the house tonight for the Battle at the Beach. We're honored to welcome two Chargers legends as tonight's honorary captains. Representing Redondo Union High School, please welcome former Chargers wide receiver and three-time Pro Bowler, Mira Costa. Representing Mira Costa High School, give it up for SoCal native, former Chargers linebacker, and special teams captain, Redondo. The officials for tonight's contest: referee Dwayne Harris, umpire Mark Goldberg, head linesman Ralph Walker, line judge Chris Antonelli, back judge Brian Jones. Players, coaches, and spectators, the pursuit of victory with honor is about fair play and respect. Please cooperate in making this contest exemplary and in the finest tradition of interscholastic athletics. We also remind you that the officials here tonight are men and women who have been selected on the basis of their expertise, fairness, and integrity. Please treat them with the respect they deserve. Thank you for your cooperation and support.
One of my personal favorite parts of football games is we see the Redondo run out. Impossible not to get hyped after that. The Seahawks are ready for this game.
Indeed they are. You know, I played high school football for about 2 years, and I know the feel when you run out of that tunnel, especially on a Friday night under the lights. You're playing a big rival, and again, they're looking to end that losing streak tonight, and they got a good chance to do it here in front of this whole packed crowd. As we even see behind, there's still a lot of people trying to get into the stadium.
Yeah, absolutely. We got both rosters on the field. This one's going to be an absolute blast to watch. Field fills before the fan section does, as fans are still pouring in.
To be honest with you, confident, I am getting goosebumps. Not because it's getting windy here, but I cannot contain this excitement for this game. This football game reminds me of the classic NFL rivalries. The Chiefs, the Raiders, the 49ers, and the Rams. The Giants and the Cowboys. I mean, folks that are watching live on YouTube, this will be a beautiful and fantastic game to stay tuned and watch.
Absolutely. It's all here on Redondo Sports. Action is few moments away. So stay glued to your seats, and Redondo Costa action will be underway shortly. That beautiful Redondo Beach sunset. It's a perfect place to play football. A lot of people argue it's winter time, it's the snow, For me, it's the beach side, it's the sunset. It's a nice, pleasant California afternoon. Play is about to be underway.
Indeed, it's a beautiful night out here. Like you mentioned, the sunset, the lights are on. Let's get ready and play some football.
Kick is underway, we're back. The ball will be a touchback, and the Seahawks will start from the 20. Final words from Coach Keith Ellison to his guys, and they take the field.
We mentioned that Cole Liner, the quarterback, last week, 14 of 24 for 82 yards, only had a 64.9 rating, looking to improve tonight's game after a dismal offensive showing last week against El Dorado.
Let's see how he comes out the gates. Some motion off the bat.
Mira Costa lining up on the 4-3.
Handoff goes. Shifty move, but not much doing there. Zeno will be bottled up very quickly.
Christian Zeno was the leading rusher last week, 6 rushes for 48 yards in that 31-6 loss last week. Look for him to get more carries tonight as they're missing their big starter, number 7, Bo Moses. So it'll be a big challenge for the Seahawk offense.
Of course, Mira Costa, their defense, once again, only allowed 90 pass yards and 55 rush yards while giving 4 sacks. So let's see what Cole Liner has in play here in the second down.
He'll drop back to pass this one. The out route goes, and it's caught. Good snag there by the Seahawks. That was number 13, Parker Blevins, who doubles as the kicker. He gets that reception down the outside, and they'll make it third and manageable.
Quick pass by Leinard. They're going to have a huge challenge tonight to protect him, as the opponent will be showing a lot of pressure on the quarterback.
Of course, Mira Costa last week played a lot of man-to-man defense, but in this drive, zone coverage. So that's a little different for the Mustangs.
One more drop back to pass. No, it's a QB scramble. And on this one, Leinart will have room. He'll pass the line to gain before he's wrapped up. Perhaps not what you want to see for the Seahawks in that the quarterback gets hit, but absolutely what you want to see in terms of that's a third down conversion. Early moment of the Seahawks meeting the pressure.
Good job by Liner to see the hole there. You don't want to see your quarterback get hit, but he picked the last minute to run, didn't see anybody open, but not a lot of first downs last week, but got the first down on his first drive.
So yeah, the Seahawks get that first down. It looks like Liner's shaken up. Like I mentioned, you don't want to see your quarterback get hit, and that would be very bad for the Seahawks if that were to happen.
That's a very vicious tackle from Mira Costa. As we see in the replay, Leinard running, rushing, and we see play number 8, and a very rough tackle from play number 8 from Mira Costa.
Yeah, he was thrown down by Liam Meeker, who's a player that we mentioned will be a big factor for Mira Costa this game. The linebacker read the play, couldn't hold the line to gain, but he gets his paws on the quarterback, and that is not what you want to see for the Seahawks.
A very, very tough situation in the early going, as Liner is going to get out for a play, and their backup quarterback is in. Look.
Brady Groh will come in for the Seahawks now. Handoff doesn't go for much.
Very tough situation here when your backup quarterback is coming in early in the game. As mentioned, sometimes the backup quarterback will get some reps in practice, but it'll always be the starter that gets 95% of the reps in practice.
Young quarterback as well. He's a sophomore. Let's see how he responds to his early duty call.
And the question is, how many plays are designed for Brady in this game?
Brady will get to the outside. He'll scramble on this one. So another play where the quarterback has to take contact, but he'll get a modest gain on that one. It'll be about 3rd and 7 here.
Let's talk about a tough situation. 3rd down and your backup quarterback is in. Only thing you can do is pass the ball, but the lineman is going to have to protect the quarterback. in order to avoid the same scenario as we see Liner being treated on the sideline.
Yeah, Liner's currently being treated by one of the athletic directors, helmet off. And of course, the past 2 drives for Mira Costa, man-to-man, coming closer towards the lineman.
Watch that matchup on the outside. Let's see where Groh goes with this one. Dropping back to pass. Groh completes the pass. Will be shy of the first down marker, however. Gain of 3 and no movement from RUHS. It looks like they will go for this one. Number 16, Groh coming to the sideline. Coach Keith Ellison puts him right back to the field.
Talk about Groh in his first game of the season. You come in as a backup, and now you're going to go for it on 4th down. That's pretty amazing. Pretty gutsy move here by the Seahawks this early.
And in Mira Costa, their defense, 6 linemen lined up against the O-line.
Let's see if they'll run a play or just try to get the Costa defense to jump off sides. No, they'll kick it from that position. Very clever play call by the Seahawks, and that will get the ball down to the 25.
They did have a play up their sleeves right there.
That's creativity right there. Lining up in an offensive formation, offensive personnel, but they kick it from there. Last time I saw that was Deshaun Watson running that play for Clemson. That's not something you see often, folks, but that clever play design for the Seahawks will get them favorable field position, or at least better than it might have been. Well, their backup quarterback will kick that one. So
right
Seahawks defense comes onto the field now.
Right now, the main concern on the sideline for the Seahawks is the status of number 11.
Handoff goes for the Mira Costa Mustangs.
Of course, that was A.J. McBean with the carry. And of course, the quarterback who actually tackled Cole Liner in the previous drive is player number 8, Liam Meeker. Mira Costa last game played sort of a hybrid pro style. 3 wide receivers and a running back.
Meeker gets the carry on the outside this time, and he's got some daylight before he gets unbalanced out of bounds. He crosses the 50 and gets more than that. Incredible balance by McBean there, and he stays in bounds.
And of course, A.J. McBean, not only that is he shifty, but he can also run. He is fast, almost like Christian McCaffrey almost. And of course, that previous play, we see that replay going on. McBean just turning on the Jets, dodging tackles from Redondo. Of course, eventually being pushed out of bounds.
And he continues to pick up where he left off last week. Almost 200 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, Wonderly with the tackle there, but it could have been bad for the Seahawks if not for that. Still plenty bad for them instead. Quarterback calling for motion. Meeker from the I formation. More motion here from number 85. Play action pass here for Meeker. He's got all kinds of room. He'll fire, and it is dropped by number 10 on the Mustangs.
What a good opportunity, Coven. I mean, play number 10, Luke Leonard, wide open. And if he had caught that ball, boy, that would have been a really great play for Mira Costa.
Yeah, perhaps the light's too bright for him, as we see plenty of room for the quarterback on that play. A solid play fake. He got all day to find his target, and right through the hands.
And you're not going to get any opportunities like that. A very, very easy catchable pass, a missed opportunity. And by the way, we've seen a lot of those blown opportunities on the pros during the Cowboys and Eagles game last night.
Yeah, and that'll be a timeout for the Seahawks. Seahawks look like they couldn't get their defense in correct formation, and they'll call a timeout. That's the first from the Seahawks, as we have 6:58 to go in the first quarter. So timeout taken by the Seahawks. What have you liked from the Seahawks defense so far?
Of course, the Seahawks defense right now playing man-to-man just like Mira Costa. And of course, that previous drive, I wouldn't say that was good defending, but Redondo Union got lucky with that drop pass.
That last tackle was the lucky play of the drive. That could have been a touchdown run. Fortunate they got the tackle.
So from the shotgun, Meeker will throw again, 2nd and 10. Play action, they'll throw a bubble screen. That one's too far for his intended target.
And that ball was meant for Kingston Davies, junior running back. Lateral pass for Davies. Of course, Davies couldn't get there in time. Thus, be a 3rd down for Mira Costa.
Yeah, nothing doing for Mira Costa there. 3rd and 10. Here's Mira Costa's first look at pressure. Meeker will drop back to throw. Looking for a seam pass. He's got number 5. Huge catch.
Fumble.
Luke Meeker.
It's a fumble. There's a fumble coming.
Fumble. It appears that the Seahawks
Oh, no, looks like they're going to let it play.
Not get the ball back. No, the Seahawks will get the ball back. The Seahawks get possession back of a big chunk play.
But
It was Liam to Luke Meeker, but the ball was recovered by the Seahawks.
It looks like they ruled them down, so possession will not change. Be 1st and goal.
Oh, that is not a fumble.
Mira Costa has a huge chance here.
So Burns does not get the turnover, and here comes Costa the other way. Slipping his tackle, but McBean can't find the end zone. He gets a solid gain off that to the 5-yard line. Good pursuit tackle by the Seahawks there.
And the Seahawks defense is going to face a big challenge just early in the game. Can they keep Mira Costa's offense from scoring a touchdown, hold them to a field goal? It'll be a big victory for the Seahawks defense.
And that was Kyle Westbrook, the junior defensive back, with the tackle against A.J. McBean.
So 2nd and goal here for Mira Costa. Timeout will be called from the Mustangs. So a solid chunk play they got, and then an apparent fumble. That could have gone either way. That would have been huge for the Seahawks. Instead, Mira Costa knocking on the door for a touchdown. How do you guys see this one?
Well, so right now the Seahawks are facing a tough possession. They had 2 big plays they gave up. First was a run, and then the catch, which they ruled that the receiver was down. Now they're just a couple yards away from the end zone. And Julius, we saw Mira Costa's offense last week. Looks like they're still picking up where they left off.
Yeah, it just felt like that game, that they still have the energy from that game. They're fired up, pumped up. Of course, we see the coaches on the sideline trying to fire up his players. Of course, that's offensive coordinator Cash Pierce giving instructions to his quarterback, Meeker. Of course, Mira Costa led by longtime head coach Dan Morrow, entering his 32nd season on the helm for the Mustangs.
2 receivers outright for the Mustangs. Wide receiver Keal Hall in the halfback position. Handoff goes to him. He's hit nicely, and the Seahawks get a huge tackle for a loss there. Incredible work by the Seahawks defense. They just simply beat the Mustangs at the line of scrimmage, and they get to the backfield. Flag on the play, however.
You see, they try to go to the left side where they have been successful so far, but that Seahawks defense read that play, and they closed the door on the running game right away.
Yeah, that was Esparza who hit that hole. Usually it's the running back who hits the hole, but right there the safety got there first.
Read his eyes first and knew where he was going to go and made the big play.
The previous play, 7 linemen covering for the running back for Mira Costa, almost like a smash mouth almost. The 2 tight ends on the corners.
There is a penalty marker on the field. Looks like they're waving it off.
And head coach Keith Ellison, bottom of your screen, having discussion with one of the line judges.
Oh, big penalty against the Seahawks, unsportsmanlike conduct.
So they'll call unsportsmanlike conduct on the Seahawks. Not good for the Seahawks. That's an undisciplined penalty unforced. And so that'll be 3rd down and much shorter. Excuse me, 4th down and much shorter.
Big task here for the Seahawks. Can they get off the field? And it looks like there's a bit of a confusion on the down.
Confusion from the officials.
They're confused whether if it's a 3rd down or a 4th down.
I believe it should be 3rd if they call the penalty there. If the penalty was not called, then it would be 4th.
And we see above the screen, we see the Mira Costa head coaches near the 20-yard line arguing that it should be a 3rd down after that yellow flag.
Yeah, still confusion about that. I say just leave it as 4th down as it is. But if you're the Seahawks defense, your best bet, if this is 4th down, put pressure and close the hole fast to get the ball back. Do not want to give up a touchdown. And it looks like they're still going to keep it at 4th down.
And before the stoppage, there were 3 fullbacks behind Meeker. But let's see what Mira Costa has come up here in this offensive drive.
Looks like they'll go for kicking formation.
Will you call this a questionable call, a right call, or will they have gone for it?
Well, with the 3 fullbacks behind the quarterback, I believe they would have gone for it.
Kick is good. So it's 3-0 as Mira Costa draws first blood.
Well, the good news for the Seahawks defense, they only gave up 3 points. It could have been worse, especially with the 2 big plays on offense with the running game and also the passing game.
Yeah, especially the passing game for Meeker. And of course, before, just want to remind the audience that during this drive for Mira Costa, player number 10, Luke Leonard, with an almost tremendous play, but of course, his hands, because it's getting colder, hands must have been shivering, thus he dropped what would have been a really great play.
Yeah, it's understandable. From up here on the roof of the press box, our hands aren't getting any warmer either. But nevertheless, we forge on with this game as the Seahawks will get the ball back.
Looks like I'm looking at the sideline for the Seahawks. Cole Leinert has his helmet in his hand, and he's starting to warm up a little bit. So let's see if he's going to get back in his ball game.
Leonard seen doing some high kicks. Lincoln Esparza seems to be hyping him up. One of the team captains for Redondo.
Westbrook will watch that ball hit red grass, and that will be a touchback for the Seahawks. They will get the ball at the 20, where they initially started, and they will build the drive from there. They're hoping that they can get a full drive of Cole Leinart here and not have to punt this one away. Though if they do punt, it is good to know that they have a solid backup plan. It is not Cole Leinart in the huddle. It is Groh once more. So Cole Leinart is not ready to go. The sophomore Groh will have another try at this.
Mira Costa lining up with the 4-3 once again.
Brady Groh completes the short out route. That was Cash Brown on the catch.
Let's see if Groh has actually had an opportunity to learn from the first drive and to come out here, because again, it's a tough situation when you're the backup quarterback, when you have to come in this early in the game. And also the question I mentioned earlier, how many plays will be for Groh in that playbook?
Groh will hand this one off. Not too much doing there. They'll get about 2, and it'll be 3rd and manageable. Seahawks have not really won the battle of the offensive line there. Not too much of a run game to speak of, as the running back just gets swallowed pretty quickly. Let's see how they adjust that for this drive.
That was a great read there from Mira Costa, player 33, Joaquin Wagner-Boggs, who started out towards the corner of the defensive line, but as soon as that the ball was snapped from Redondo Union. He quickly shifted, started running back, and it was a great tackle there from the linebacker.
.357 to go in this first quarter. And some discussion going on between officials and the head coaches. Back set to get underway. Brady Grow in the shotgun. 3rd and 5 here for Brady Grow. He'll roll down the outside. A beautiful ball is caught there. Throw it across his body. That one will be hauled in by number 3, Lincoln Esparza. Beautiful work there as we see the feathered throw.
And that's a good job by Grow. He rolled to his left and he saw the open receiver, and Lincoln Esparza used his height to catch that. He's listed as 6'2".
Yeah, he needed every inch on that one because that was an absolute feather of a throw. He had to get it over the defender, but within reach for Esparza. Safe to say he did the job, and it's a new set of downs. From the 40, Grow will buy time. Down the outside, the pass falls short for Esparza again, but that'll be roughing the passer as Mira Costa gets an extra shot on Grow there.
And of course, Brady Grow once again being pressured by that defensive lineman for Mira Costa. And because as soon as he threw the ball, looks like he got pushed a little bit too hard from one of the players for Mira Costa. That's what the flag being thrown. So it looks like Mira Costa will be sent back a few yards. Not a good look for Mira Costa.
Yeah, that hit was really late.
That'll be Magnus Johnson with that roughing the passer. So that's 15 yards. Some key composure shown by sophomore quarterback Brady Grow here in this home opener.
And how about this offense? Last week they weren't able to produce many first downs. Now they are on the other side of the 50, have an opportunity to score points this early.
From the shotgun again, Brady Grow. This handoff will go to number 6. No room to speak of there.
Seems like Mira Costa is listening to our broadcast because first play of the drive with zone coverage, but the past 3 drives, man-to-man defense. Of course, always 4 or 5 linemen against the 5 offensive linemen for Redondo Union.
Grow gets the play call and he comes back. That last play was a handoff to Jarrell Riley. Let's see how they vary it up here. Not much to do with the runs, as I don't believe any run has gone for more than 2 or 3 yards so far. So we'll see if they try to establish the run game or move away from it completely. Grow will drop back to pass here. Down the outside, they've liked these out routes. Oh, Esparza breaking a tackle, he breaks another. He gets out of bounds after picking up the first. He's got the crowd on his side there, as that's pure hard work to get past not 1, but 2 guys trying to bring you down.
And it seems Brady Grow has found his favorite wide receiver, as the replay shows, Lincoln Esparza. Just watch this juke he did. He got out of the defender and then used his strength to stay on and got a couple of extra yardage. Now the Seahawks have momentum on offense, and many wonder, where was this last week?
Almost like Barry Sanders when he was at Oklahoma State.
Dolphin has spread here with 1 wide receiver on the far side of the screen, 2 on the near side. From the shotgun, let's see if Grow hands this one off. 1st and 10. They will attempt to reestablish the run game. Another 1-yard gain off the run.
And Kevin, you mentioned that the running game wasn't being effective this early. Right now, the Seahawks are gonna have to keep pushing hard to get that running game going, especially when you have your backup quarterback in there. They're gonna have to keep that running game going in order for them to succeed here tonight.
Yeah, that's sophomore Rocky Martinez who got the handoff there. We'll see. They've used a few different running backs this game. They've used Zeno. They have used Martinez. And let's see if they continue, or they use Riley as well. Let's see if they continue to mix it up or if they find one that works and stick with it.
It's like they're going in an empty backfield in this play.
That'll be a quick wide receiver screen. That one is incomplete. We'll see if they call it a fumble, but that should be a forward pass.
That was a lateral pass intended for Adrian Ortiz. Once again, another missed timing from the quarterback and the tight end, but Mira Costa, the head coach, Dan Murrow, seems to be arguing that it must have been a fumble.
They will not call that a lateral pass, however. They'll call it a forward pass. It did go backwards after it went off the hands of number 5, Adrian Ortiz, but that one should fall incomplete as the officials make their ruling. Of course, number 5, Adrian Ortiz, is a Cornell commit. Couldn't handle that one, however. Well, he's going to be an important part of this offense since he transferred from Mater Dei. They try to incorporate him on that play. Timing doesn't work, but we'll see if they go back to him. It's third down. They will call it a fumble, so RUHS is pushed back. It goes out of bounds, so RUHS faces a 3rd and 17. Pass goes for the out route. And that one will be completed for a minimal gain. So the ball was fumbled, but out of bounds before anyone recovered. So it stayed with the Seahawks, but it did cost them significant yardage. There's about 45 seconds left in this first quarter as the Seahawks will likely bring out a punt team, or excuse me, a field goal team.
As much as we've seen also last week, this was the problem for the Seahawks. They had the momentum, but a couple scenarios came up, and now it's 4th down.
They'll keep the offense out there. It's likely just out of Parker Blevins' kicking range, so they figure why not. Dropping back to pass. Brady Grow, incomplete as as Ortiz takes a shot on that one.
That was a very dangerous collision there from Ortiz. And the ball's going to go over on downs as we take a look at the replay of that last pass there by Brady Grove.
It's factored into Coach Keith Ellison's risk, as that would have been a difficult conversion to make. So it's still Costa starting from the 30.
Well, last time the defense was on the field, they gave up a field goal. Now they have an opportunity to try to get off the field and get that offense back out there rolling.
You have a feeling they have a good chance to do that if they can avoid the chunk plays like they faced this last possession. Coming out in a 4-3. Bunch set up for Costa on that far side. The handoff goes, and it's a tackle for a loss. Big play for the Seahawks. You can see a lot of talk going on between the Seahawks and Costa. Everyone getting in everyone's faces. Seahawks got an unsportsmanlike penalty earlier, so let's see if they can avoid that.
Yeah, just looking at their previous play, Kingsley Davies looks like he ran into one of his own teammates, Hunter Taylor.
That was Herrera on the stop too. Combination of that and Herrera leads to a big play for the Seahawks, and that will be the end of the first quarter. Score is 3 for Mira Costa and 0 for the Seahawks. So, Edward, what do you like to see out of the Seahawks offense, and what do you think they can improve on?
Well, right now the offense is in a tough scenario. Your starting quarterback is out with an injury, uncertain if he's going to come back in. Right now, the backup quarterback in is Brady Grow. He's actually done well so far. As mentioned earlier, normally the starting quarterback gets 90% of the reps in practice. So the backup quarterback will get some reps, but not with the starters. And that's very difficult in this early stages when your backup quarterback's in there early.
And of course, for Mira Costa, they have to stick with the man-to-man because Leonard is out and they have a backup quarterback in. They're trying to push and break Brady Grau here in this situation.
They'll roll out right for this pass. Quarterback slips, showing off his speed there. Mira Costa, quarterback, gains a few yards there. Solid gain on second down, makes it 3rd and short.
Yes, Liam Meeker having the courage to run through his own offensive lineman through the crowd of red jerseys right in front of him. A brave run there from the quarterback.
3rd and 2 here for the Mustangs. You have to imagine as long as they don't lose yards, they'll likely go for this, but you can expect to see a run here. They will indeed hand it off, and they will get the first down.
That was an ace formation by Mira Costa. 2 receivers on the right, a receiver on the left. Almost a halfback right next to the quarterback. Of course, they've been running a lot of those plays against St. Francis. And for Redondo, their defense, they have to watch out for that.
Looks like they'll run a similar setup here. That's something to watch out for. Meeker just demonstrated his speed. You know, RUHS will keep that in their minds moving forwards. Handoff goes again. He has a hole. Strong tackle there by the Seahawks.
Davis, one of the tough running backs from last week, and good job by the Seahawks closing that hole fast. The topic here will be they need to get off that field soon. You do not want to have that defense out there like they were last week.
That was a good tackle there by Iglesias, as we see on that replay. There was a hole, but Iglesias is able to come off his block and get the leg as the running back was blowing by him. So solid job on the second effort there. And the Seahawks don't they hold that run to less than it could have been. From the shotgun, here comes Meeker. Meeker will hand it off once again. Costa determined to win the battle at the line of scrimmage. They do right there. Number 4, Kingston Davies gets a solid gain on that first down run. That'll be easy enough for the first down. Crossing halfway, Costa has it at the 44-yard line.
3 consecutive drives for Davies. And of course, it was all running plays.
As you watch, it's a solid chunk play. If Mira Costa can get that every time, they will take it, because that is them winning the line of scrimmage. And they don't need to be explosive. They don't need the chunk plays they had earlier if they're getting every play a solid run like that one. So we'll watch to see if Coach Keith Allison stacks the box more, as they might have to do, and rely on one-on-one coverage on the outside. Dropping back to pass now is Meeker. That one is dropped again from the Mustangs. That's a common theme for them so far. This time it's dropped by number 5, Luke Meeker.
Of course, Luke Meeker, the twin brother of Liam Meeker, the quarterback. And of course, that previous play looks like that brother-to-brother connection didn't work out that well.
Yeah, the defense leaving space between them and the receivers. Luckily, that pass was dropped, called incomplete.
Hallmark of that 101 coverage. So if you see that RUHS start stacking the box, you'll notice that the man coverage might give a little bit more cushion because there's less help for those deep plays. We'll see Meeker again from the shotgun on 2nd and 10. Bunch on the right. From the running back will help with blocking, and Meeker will run. Meeker's hit hard by number 24 on the Seahawks.
Meeker was trying to go for the deep ball, but at the last minute decided to go for the run and picked up some good yardage.
And of course, in that play, Meeker, as the replay comes in, we see Meeker snap the ball. He's looking to his right, keeps looking to his right, hesitates, and decides to move to his left. And of course, tries to drive through the middle, but of course met with a swarm of red jerseys.
Timeout will be taken, and we'll get a break at 8:57. So that was Tyler who gave a shot to the quarterback, number 24 for the Seahawks. We will see how the Seahawks continue to get pressure on Meeker. It's a tall task. They have to stop the running game. They have given up some big plays. We'll see how they can balance it all. But one thing you do know is that Costa's looking to convert on this 3rd and 4. We'll see how they do so. So Meeker gets some advice from coach. And they come back for this crucial third down. Seahawks obviously hoping to get the stop, but at the very least hoping to hold them to 3 once more. Seahawks looking to bend but not break. The Mustangs have taken them down this far, but the Seahawks, with 8:57 to go in this first half, are hoping to keep it around here. Good completion, though, from the Mustangs. They had a fake handoff and a swing pass there with some blockers. Number 64 down for the Mustangs.
Of course, once again, they're running back Kingston Davies, and there seems to be a player down on the ground from Mira Costa.
It might have been a read option looking at how those linemen took that. Yeah, that was an RPO. That's a run pass option. The quarterback had the option to either hand the ball if the running back had some space. Quarterback Liam Meeker, good job recognizing that it wasn't there. He'll fake the handoff and find that swing pass.
Yeah, on that last replay, it looked like Davis may have gotten away with a little false start moving before the snap. Referee didn't call that one.
First play number 64 for Mira Costa, who was down on the ground, now being checked by the athletic trainers.
So 1st and 10 off of the successful RPO. Inside the red zone now, the Mustangs smell blood. From a split gun, here comes Meeker.
Here's the pro-style offense.
Motion on the outside. Hand it off to number 33. Breaks a tackle and he gets a solid gain out of it. Good second effort there.
Of course, the player that ran that ball, Joaquin Wagner-Boggs. Primary plays linebacker, but in this drive play running back. Of course, as soon as he got the ball, he sort of paused just a little bit, saw an opening, a small opening to his left. And of course, now second down for Mira Costa.
So Wagner-Boggs on that last carry. Let's see if they'll run a similar setup, but this time with the swing pass. No, they'll fake the swing pass. Run a slip screen back to Wagner-Boggs. Solid gain on that one, and a flag is called. I like that play call. I mean, they set up the run there. They showed the option the first time, so they faked the play to the other side, the swing pass, which everyone, including me, thought would happen. And they went back to Wagner-Boggs on the screen pass. He had blockers in front of him. That ended up a good play, and it could have easily been a great play.
And of course, Meeker, once again, that same previous drive was an RPO. And of course, he had all the time in the world, but Redondo Union, what a terrific defensive setup that they had. Of course, covering all open receivers. Luckily, Joaquin Wagner-Boggs was slightly open and does a good catch there by Wagner-Boggs.
Looks like it'll be holding against the Mustangs, though, so it won't matter. Second and significantly longer as they'll face 2nd and 13.
A good opportunity for the Seahawks to make some defensive plays with that holding call, backing up the offense 10 yards.
And Edward, if you're the Seahawks coach here, do you blitz?
You have to blitz. You have to put pressure on Meekers because he's actually torturing your defense with these trick plays. They're going to have to start putting pressure on number 8.
Completely empty backfield by the time that happens. They'll try to set up a screen again. Awesome hustle play there by Westbrook to get there. And he fought through a block and got at least hands on the receiver, slowed it down. And so the Seahawks did get pressure. The Mustangs tried to punish that with a screen pass, and that didn't happen.
Yeah, I think they listened to us up here where we talked about pressure because that's exactly what they did. You see the forward defensive line almost had the sack. But again, good job by the Seahawks not letting Davis go as he got away, but got stopped there a couple inches away.
And they've liked the ball in Davies' hands so far. They designed that play so they could get him with blockers. That wasn't a play to get the chunk through the air. It was a play to get the ball in his hands with room so he could pick up the chunk. This time they'll go through the air. Pass is caught by number 5. That's a touchdown for the Mira Costa Mustangs. That's Luke Meeker catching the ball from his twin, Liam Meeker. Beautiful throw and beautiful catch. That's 6 for the Mustangs. That's 9-0.
And Meeker saw the one-on-one coverage. Good pass protection by that offensive line, and he tried to go earlier deep, and he had the opportunity. He saw the open receiver one-on-one, completes the catch, 6 points.
Yeah, it was just a seam play. They read man coverage. The defender was a step slow. He looked like he was flat-footed. They punished it for that as they tack on the extra point for good measure. 10-0 Mustangs with 6:39 to go in this first half.
That brother-to-brother connection, Luke and Liam. First touchdown together here in this game.
Takes the air out of this red crowd in front of us, but on the far side, we got an absolute packed visitor section from the crosstown rivals, the Mustangs. So not a strong start, or not a start that the Seahawks want to see. We'll see how they answer back.
And again, you mentioned it, this is not the start that Redondo wanted. It starts with Liner getting knocked out of the game, Groh coming in, having to fill in that position. So pretty much the Seahawks, whatever they had planned in practice to use at this game, has apparently gone out the window because now the backup quarterback is in there. So those plays that you wanted to execute, you're not able to do that at this time. So very tough time for Redondo, down 10.
Don't look now, but Linar at the edge of the sideline conversing with the head coach. We'll see if he is ready to check back into the game, or if that is just commentator speculation. It means absolutely nothing. In the meantime, we'll get the kickoff from the Mustangs. First one that gets a chance to be fielded. Westbrook will take this one upfield. He might have a hole. He does have a hole. He's brought down past the 37. Very nicely played by Westbrook. Good blocking there by the Seahawks, and that's just pure straight line speed.
And that was the spark that the Seahawks needed. Beautiful blocking by the special teams. He saw the hole coming out from up here. It looked like he was going to go all the way as he lost a piece of his equipment. It looked like he almost went all the way, but good spark here. Hopefully it would help. And it looks like Leinart is in the game.
Yep, Cole Leinart is back. So the Seahawks happy to see that. We'll see how he responds to the early adversity. Let's start with the handoff. Still no Seahawks running game to speak of.
That was Luke Meeker with the tackle. Of course, Cole Liner, once again, back in the game, trying to play it safe for Redondo. Decided to hand out to his running back, but Mira Costa read it perfectly, and that was a great tackle for a second down.
Well, the question right now for Cole Liner is, how is he? He was on the sideline for a period of time, gentlemen, and you know, when you're on that sideline for a long time, you do happen to get rusty, so we'll have to see what he has to do to get that rhythm back that he had earlier on that first drive.
Mira Costa now shifting to his zone coverage.
Yeah, Liner has plenty of time, and it looks like he will find his intended receiver, which is Esparza there. Yeah, that'll move the chains or not move the chains, but that'll move them about 6 yards forward to a manageable 3rd and 4. This is a very nice controlled situation for Leinart to get back into the pressure of the game. But it looks like Esparza is limping back. That is not what you want to see.
Yeah, after that catch, he fell down pretty hard, and he slowly got up, but he's been dragging that left arm of his and slowly running back towards the sideline. Hope he's okay.
So that's multiple key players for the Seahawks who have already been banged up. Leinart's back to see how he responds. On 3rd down, the play fake. Leinart to throw. Leinart will look for number 5, and they'll get pass interference there.
Yeah, it looks like there was multiple flags. First one came from the backfield, and then you see the contact with Ortiz and the defender. So let's see what they'll call here.
Looks like holding on the offense and pass interference on the defense, if I had to guess. As we watch, take a look at that backfield of Cole Leinart, see if you can spot anything. Yeah, you can maybe see some from number 72. I believe that's Ramirez.
Yeah, it looks like the penalty marker came right before Leinart threw that ball. And then another penalty mark came around the 40 where the contact was made between receiver and defender.
So it looks like the two flags will offset, and they will replay third down.
And Luke Meeker with the player interference against Ortiz got pretty lucky.
So Leinart will get another crack at this one. That on that last play, that was number 5. Ortiz shaking open, and they needed to pass interfere him to keep him from getting that ball. Let's see if that's another target for this third down play. Seahawks to drop back again, and the Mustangs blitz. Looks like Leinart lost the ball there. And the Mustangs recover.
Well, that is something that the Seahawks did not want to happen. Leinart holding on to that ball for a little longer, and now the ball got coughed up, and now it belongs to the Mustangs as we have a replay. He tended to held it here a long time. Not sure if he was going to pass or run, see the pressure coming, and so that ball just got away from him.
He lost it to his own player there. That's a huge turnover there from the Mustangs. That was pretty much, that could be considered an unforced error for the Seahawks, as that was from a red jersey to another red jersey, a little friendly fire there. But nonetheless, the Mustangs get it back. They're like an inch and a half away from like 5 yards away from the red zone, but close enough. And they're looking to build on this already double-digit lead. 4:45 to go in this quarter.
And of course, that was Luke Meeker once again tackling down Leinart, and Luke Meeker playing both sides here in this game today.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the key play on defense and the key play on offense for the touchdown. Play action, Liam Meeker will look to throw this one. That one is caught. Took a shot on the catch, but he'll hold on to it. Excellent job by that Mira Costa receiver.
Luke Meeker once again, Edward. I mean, he is going off tonight.
You need to credit that offensive line for giving him that time to throw. He rose to his right, and it looked like he almost threw it into double coverage, but his receiver was able to make the catch and move the chains.
A lot of trust in his receiver to continue the route, and that his receiver got there first. And we'll see them inside the red zone now on 1st and 10. They could have tried to establish the run game and grind the Seahawks out, or they could try to end it in one swoop right here. Let's see if they can take a shot for the end zone. They will hand the ball off here. That'll be about 3 or 4 yards there.
Yeah, that's Kyle Hoff or Mira Costa with the carry, but fortunately he was stopped short. Great defense by Redondo.
Yeah, we'll see how the Mustangs approach this one. They've been successful through the air, but it's not like they haven't been successful through the ground either. Just overall strong game plan for Mira Costa, and it's been carried out to perfection.
And if you're Redondo, you want to hold a field goal to the Mustangs. Right now, it'll be a 2-possession game. The last thing you need right now is to go down 3 possessions before halftime.
From the I formation, got to be shown run here. We'll see if that's a disguise. It will not be a disguise. They'll actually hand the ball off. Another short pickup there. And the Seahawks saying the ball is out. Doesn't appear to be the case.
How many times have we seen that tonight so far where we thought it was a fumble, but it was not, and then there were some fumbles that were fumbles?
Yeah, that was Hall who got the carry. And it looks like he did keep the ball for just long enough.
I just want to quickly mention Mira Costa's offensive line tonight. Creating openings for the runs, creating enough blockage for...
They'll try a tush push here, but flags on the play.
Yeah, they try to go for that quick tush push sneak, but some of their players, actually the backfield, moved right before he made that call.
Looks like that will be an offensive false start. And the Seahawks will get a little bit of breathing room to defend this third down play.
Yeah, it looked like Meeks actually was the one that moved first before he actually made the signal to go. He said, oh, let me go. Wait, never mind. We all moved. False start.
Because the clock was winding down, Mira Costa, they were hesitating quickly, and they might have hesitated a little bit too quickly.
Yeah, combination factors, but the Seahawks will take that. Not quite to the extent that the Seahawks made the error, but Mira Costa with the small error. The Seahawks will take what they can get at this point. Got an expected pass here from the shotgun. And a timeout will be taken by the Seahawks.
That's their last timeout of the half.
Interesting that they choose to use it with 2 minutes left on the clock. Likely indicates that this will be the last real drive of the half, and the Seahawks might just try to run it out when they get the ball back. But we'll see how long this one takes. It's 3rd and 8 here.
Key moment here for Redondo. If you can hold to a field goal, that would be a victory. But going down 3 possessions at halftime may be difficult to overcome, as again the offense seems to be hurting as they did last week against El Dorado.
Yes, you're right. And of course, as soon as the second half comes, it will be Mira Costa who will be receiving the ball, which means they will start the drive with a possession. So Redondo Union must have to stop Mira Costa with a field goal.
So Seahawks take the field once more. Key player to watch for is number 9 on the edge, Brock Herrera. Let's see if he can get into that backfield. You know he wants it.
He had a sack last week. He's looking to get a sack here tonight.
Seems to be A.J. McBean has been on the Mira Costa offense throughout the second quarter here.
From the shotgun, some motion here from the Mustangs. Dropping back to pass, looking down the middle. They'll get hands on him, but they can't bring him down until he gets almost to the line to gain. Certainly close enough to go for it. Looks like it'll be 4th and 1. So the ever-elusive Costa quarterback, Meeker, just slips through the cracks of this RUHS pass rush. Watch as he drops back, steps up in the pocket, and just barely slips by some Seahawks.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to have to practice more about wrapping up, because that was an opportunity to tackle the quarterback before he got that extra yardage.
Yeah, you always wonder on plays like that how much of an extent it is a defensive mistake as opposed to just incredible offense. Always a combination of both. And that'll be 4th and 2 though, as the Seahawks still do get the stop. Looks like it was a Costa timeout over there. And so they'll discuss how to approach this play.
It'll be a big challenge, big play for Redondo here in this second quarter. Either they could get a first down or try to stop and get the ball back and then try to get some points. But without timeouts, they're going to have to move down the clock pretty quick.
And Julius, do you expect this to be a ground attack or an air attack here?
Of course, it's 4th down, 4th and 2 as a matter of fact. Mira Costa, they've been doing well for both the passing and the running game. But because of the 4th down, I would say Mira Costa might risk it and go all air.
And you wonder if they're going to go through that push play. They try to do that, what's called for false start. Expect maybe that could happen here.
That is an interesting thought. 4th and 2 might just be out of tush push range, but they may choose to line up that way.
Mira Costa lining up pretty close here.
Crowd hype for this play. As they will do a reverse. Clever play. They'll get the first down and more. Tapped into the end zone. He will hit the pylon and go in.
Did they rule it a touchdown?
That's a touchdown.
Looked like the Seahawks defense was very confused on that last play. As we pull up the replay, Davis was the one to carry it in. Wow, it looked like they had a couple of handoffs there, and Davis just takes it in with authority.
Incredible play call there. On 4th down, the nerve to go for a fake handoff, a fake pitch, and then to put it back for the end around. Pays off for Costa. And with the extra point, that will be 17-0.
So shot out. Jackson Reach for Mira Costa with a block that led Davies through for the touchdown.
But again, as Kevin mentioned, they went for that fake handoff twice, and Davis, again, using his speed on the right side. And
you're right, Edward. I mean, Davis has been on fire alongside Luke Meeker. And Redondo Union, as halftime approaches the minute 16 seconds, they have to figure out how to stop both Meeker and Davies. Especially with Davies, because not only he could run, but he could also catch. So the all-around player Kingston Davies is.
Do you expect to see a drive out of the Seahawks here?
With a minute 16 left, they might have to go for it because they do not want to be down in the first half. Not a great look for the Redondo Union Seahawks.
Well, they're going to have to throw it from here on out. They cannot run it. They're going to have to use the sideline, or if they use the middle, they're going to have to get up, maybe spike the ball, or run the play quick, but time will be against them.
We'll see the dangerous Kyle Westbrook return this one. He has some room again up the middle. He'll get that one to the 30. At the very least, he'll get the crowd back into this one. And Lionheart will look to see if the Seahawks can make a drive out of this one. 1:09 to go here in this first half. Costa with a demanding lead.
If they want to get points, Gavin, they're going to have to go fast, and they're going to have to go really, really fast. No timeouts. Not enough options to use the middle of the field. They're going to have to use a sideline to get out of bounds and preserve time.
As you look at that instant replay of Westbrook, saw an opening in the middle, just got caught up. As Redondo Union with snap.
Dropping back to pass, they're looking deep for this one. This one's floated for Ortiz. It'll be just out of reach for Davies on defense. That will be almost intercepted, but that will be 2nd and 10 for the Seahawks.
The main role
Seahawks looking to get one back quick.
The main role players on the Mustangs have been both offense and defensive players.
Yeah, we got Liam Meeker, the quarterback, who also got a hit on the opposing team's quarterback, who kept Lionheart out of the game for quite a bit. You got Davies there back in deep coverage, and you got Luke Meeker, who scored a touchdown and got a fumble recovery.
What would have been a great catch?
Lionheart trying to buy time. Instead, he takes a big sack. You imagine that will be the end of the half for the Seahawks, but no, flag is down. That could be for holding, but that could also be for roughing the passer, as it did look like the defender fell on top of Lionheart.
Yeah, that's something you don't want to do if you're Cole Lionheart with the clock ticking. As you see, he's trying to go deep again, but from the last replay, he tried to go deep. Looks like it was 10 yards overthrown, but again, when you're in a situation on a 2-minute drill, you're just going to have to throw that ball away to live another day. You can't hold on to it.
The flag could have been bad for them in terms of holding, but it does offer them some sort of relief in that it does stop the clock. So the Seahawks get the clock to stop for them.
Just want to briefly mention, the pressure is now on the Redondo Union offensive line. Can they hold that wall against that Mira Costa defense long enough for Cole Liner to throw that deep dart?
Cole Leinart's got the arm strength for sure. The SMU commit has had many key plays. His first touchdown was a deep shot as well, if you look back to last year. But we'll see if he can have the time to get it done, as the line has to hold up for that. So that one looks like it will be roughing the passer, and so Seahawks do move forwards.
And head coach Del Morro, as the replay plays on. Oof.
Yeah, that's number 7, Jackson Reach there, the linebacker and tight end, who's going to fall on top of Lionheart. That's a no-go in terms of tackling. Oh, never mind. That will not be roughing the passer. They will stay back there. I'm assuming it was holding that on the Seahawks and it was declined. So Seahawks backed all the way up. Let's see if they run out the clock or still go for the deep shot.
Liner's got to be careful right here, gentlemen. The last thing you want to do is give up a safety, and he's getting closer to his own end zone.
Of course, the viewers can't see on their screen, but head coach Dan Morrow giving one of the line judges an earful. Of course, Dan Morrow's still out there arguing with the line judge.
Yeah, he is not happy what's going on. He's pointing at the clock. Yeah, I guess he wanted the time to decrease since it's under 2 minutes, and looks like they gave him his wish. Now it's clock's ticking.
Yeah, 40 seconds and below. Now it's 35 for the Seahawks. Let's see if the Seahawks will just hand the ball off and be content to go to halftime, or if they still hope for a miracle play to give them some hope, some sign of life. They will hand the ball off. That one will net for nothing, and that will be enough off the clock, where the Seahawks will ride this one into halftime. So that's 17-0, Mira Costa. Very strong first half for Mira Costa, and the Seahawks looking for something different. That's not what the Seahawks were looking for in the first half. We'll see if they bounce back in the second half. On the other side for Mira Costa, they dominate on offense, defense with turnovers, and they've got some injury luck as well, with two key Seahawks players going down.
And this is a good call by the Seahawks to just run the ball. You're down 17, you're near your own end zone. Best thing to do is just wrap it up and go into the half, try to make adjustments, come out and play the second half, but the Mustangs called their second timeout, so there's 6 seconds left before halftime.
The clock hasn't officially run out, as I believe the Mustangs took a timeout, and so there's 6 seconds left. 4th down for the Seahawks. They'll look to just kick it and not give up a touchdown or a safety in these last 6 seconds.
And of course, for Mira Costa, head coach Dan Morrow still standing near that 20-yard line, still trying to figure out the game clock, as he believed that the game clock should have been running, but of course the game clock stopped.
I believe the Mustangs now want the game clock to be heavier, as they chose to take a timeout. They want more time on this last play, but regardless, this will be the last play, more than likely, for the Mustangs.
So now there's 18 seconds left here in this first half.
Senior Robbie Christensen will punt this one away. Punt is away. It's fumbled by Davies. Seahawks get the ball back, but it means nothing. Oh, no, it does. There's still time on the clock.
That Seahawk ball would be a good look for them.
Let's see who recovered it. The Seahawks football. So they have potentially time to run one, possibly two more plays with 13 seconds left.
How about this scenario? It looked like we were going to see a regular return, but Davis, it just went over him, and instead of just trying to just let it go, he went for it, and the Seahawks took a right opportunity to get a turnover or get the ball back.
Good pursuit by Westbrook.
Yes, Westbrook was right there, right in front of him, and that was a great stop there by Westbrook.
So Lineart will likely get one more shot. They'll likely just be shooting for red grass off the bat. They're looking for the end zone or nothing else.
There's a possibility he can get two plays if they use the sideline correctly.
Mira Costa in zone coverage.
Timeout called. It'll be Mira Costa. It's unlikely, unless they get a perfect play, that they catch and get to the sideline. But we could see two plays if the Seahawks get a catch an incomplete pass, and then get another chance at it.
You mentioned Leinart has a good arm. He's got two chances to go into the end zone, or you use the sideline, but you can't use the middle, and you cannot hold on to the ball. If he feels the pressure, he's going to have to throw that ball away to live in the play.
And it looks like Cole Leinart got subbed out, so Grau will be coming back in here in the stride. A surprising move.
So we'll see Brady Grow once more. Brady Grow dropping back to pass. Throw down the far side is well far. There's 8 seconds left on the clock, so the Seahawks get one. And if that play happens again, or similar to that play, potentially two more chances at the end zone. The Mustangs know exactly what the Seahawks are going for.
Now Cole Linert's back in the game, so bit of an interesting call to sub him out in that previous drive.
You gotta wonder if that injury is still playing a factor.
Or possible they would try to trick the Mustangs and have the backup quarterback come in, Crow, to just throw that pass.
Watch the 4 high from Mira Costa, giving a lot of cushion. Cole Leinart has pressure against him. That throw will be incomplete goes through the hands of an RUHS receiver. Mira Costa Mustang down there as a flag is on the field as we get a replay of that play. Cole Leinart running for his life on that play as we see.
Yeah, the pressure coming, and Leinart had to run to his right, and he threw it right. The penalty marker was thrown.
Yeah, 3 Mira Costa defenders covering that sole wide receiver.
Looks like it'll be a hold called on the Seahawks. A singular second left. So we said it a lot, but for real, this will be the last play for the Seahawks. All the way back to the 45-yard line. They have one more shot at this in the first half. Trailing 17. This would be a huge thing for them if they can get back. Notable for the Seahawks, number 3, Lincoln Esparza is back in the game. Went out of the game with a right side injury. Leinart will get to throw on this one, and it looks like he will scramble instead. So he'll make it out of bounds, 1-yard gain, and that will be the last play of the first half. No risks taken by Cole Leinart, and that will be 17-0. The Mira Costa Mustangs lead the Seahawks as both teams head back to the locker room. So a solid first half for the Mira Costa Mustangs. So Julius, what did you like to see out of that last drive from Mira Costa, that last offensive drive they had?
And of course, Mira Costa, once again, Kingston Davies. Not only he can run, but he can also catch. But the last drive from Mira Costa, of course, we see them do the 2 fakes. And Kingston Davies, once again, he is shifty and he is fast. And he really bamboozled the Redondo Union defense, thus scoring that touchdown for Mira Costa in that last drive.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned them getting bamboozled. How about some of the trick plays and some of the confusing plays that Mira Costa has ran? On that last one specifically, that end around is not what the Seahawks expected. You also have seen those RPOs, the option to hand the ball off or throw that swing pass, the screen passes. Just solid scheme coming in from the Mira Costa Mustangs, and it's really paid off for them in the first half.
Yes, it really did pay off for Mira Costa, especially because the quarterback, Liam Meeker, not only does he play linebacker on the defense, but he plays quarterback, and because he plays linebacker, he knows how to read the defense. Thus, Mira Costa, especially Meeker, really executed the run-pass options.
Yeah, absolutely. Stay tuned to Redondo Sports. It's halftime right now. There's about 13 minutes left in halftime, and then we'll get back to the action.
and gentlemen, for your halftime enjoyment, the Redondo Union High School Band and Guard is proud to present a portion of their 2025 competitive field show entitled Vanity. Under the field command of drum major Mackenzie Thompson, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the third year UHS Band and Guard.
I'm Christina Arianes, and I'm here at Redondo Union, and our football game is currently 0-17 Mira Costa. Our flock has been very, very excited this game and has been up on their feet the whole time. We currently have our band, our beautiful band, doing their competition. And ISB has been turning up this flock. As we can see right now, they're giving out balloons, and everyone's getting hyped today. WHS Band and Guard is proud to represent the city of Redondo Beach and the students, faculty, administration of Redondo Union High School. The Band and Guard members wish to thank the Band and Guard Booster Club for its generous sponsorship and the marching band instructional staff for its support and dedication. Dance Guard staff includes Sam Graham and Orly Vargas. Percussion staff includes Jared Camacho, Jacob Mills, and Shelton Hinata. Visual staff includes Kate Waterman, Sidney Frias, and Danny Lopez. The director of the RUHS Band and Guard program is Matthew Visk. Ladies and gentlemen, one more big round of applause for Minnesota, California's finest, the 2025 edition of the RUHS Band and Guard.
Support these sponsors. Let them know you appreciate their sponsorship.
Minute to go until we're back underway in this match. The Seahawks trail 17-0 as we have the Battle of the Beach set to resume. Julius, how have you seen this matchup, and how can Redondo get back in this game?
And of course, Mira Costa has been dominant both offensively and defensively. And Redondo Union, they still have to figure out how to break through their defense, especially Redondo's defense. They still have to figure out how to stop Meeker and Davies, as they're both fast, they're both shifty. And of course, there's a lot of questions to be answered here in the second half. Yes, so for Mira Costa, they have been dominant both offensively and defensively, and Redondo Union, hopefully in the second half, will try to figure out the answers for those questions.
Yeah, the big three of the Mustangs, McBean, Davis, Meeker, they've been dominant so far tonight, whether it's on defense or offense. They've really shown why they dominated 7 years in a row, and if it stays like this in the second half, could be 8 years.
And I just want to briefly mention that if Redondo Union loses this game, it'll be the first time since 2021 they will start the season 0-2.
Yeah, that's a spot you don't want to be in this early in the season, starting off 0-2. As looks like there was a illegal procedure called on Redondo, and they're going to kick it again and again. Redondo really struggling on offense and defense. They haven't really given up the big plays, which is very lucky for them, but they've been dominated on the ground and on the passing area, as we saw the last two drives before the half.
So we'll see a re-kick over here. Mira Costa gets a solid return there as they'll get to the 35-yard line. So off of an errored kick, Mira Costa starts with favorable field position as they look to just build on this lead and coast to the finish line. We'll see this offense with Liam Meeker at the helm, and we'll see how they use him to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, such as Davies and his brother Luke Meeker. Let's see how Mira Costa functions here. From the I formation, here's Meeker. Handoff goes to number 22. And that will be a short game.
Seems to be A.J. McBean, the star running back for Mira Costa, seems to be out of the game for tonight.
That's a good start there by the Seahawks defense to get a stop on first down. The challenge for them to get back in this game, gentlemen, would be the first drive. If they can get off this If they can get off the field in this first possession, it could give the Seahawks time to get back in this football game. Seahawks using their 4-3 defense.
Mira Costa lining up trips right.
They'll throw that out route. Both teams have loved to use that. This one goes to Davies. Davies is hard to bring down, but the Seahawks eventually will, off a 4-yard gain. So an early third down for the Mira Costa offense. We'll see how they treat this one. On that one though, they decided to go for the short outward pass.
And you see how the Seahawks were just holding Davis for his life. Look at Esparza just not letting him go.
That's a battle right there.
Says you are not going anywhere.
From the shotgun, Meeker will likely look for another short pass. Look for it to be down the middle this time. He's going deeper. He's got number 4. That's a catch. Touchdown for Kingston Davies. Off the third down play, they take a shot. They catch RUHS sleeping.
We saw Meeker do that in the first half on a shorter field. As we look at the replay, he knew where he was going. The minute he snapped that ball, he saw Davis. He went for the long ball. And again, Davis, a couple yards ahead of the Seahawks defenders, holds on to it, and he takes it to the house for another 6 points.
Yeah, exactly as you mentioned. That's a pre-snap read. That's not him finding him post-snap. He knew he was going with that ball, and he delivered it.
Threw it with confidence.
And Meeker had his eyes locked on Davis the entire play.
So 24-0. Seahawks haven't gotten the ball back yet in this half, but they have a hefty mountain to climb. 3-score game, assuming the Seahawks could get 3 separate 2-point conversions. But we're likely looking at a 4 or 5 scores needed for the Seahawks to get back in this one. Tall task with 10 minutes, 16 seconds to go in this third quarter.
And the question now will be, will Leinart stay in the game? We saw him get injured in the first half, miss most of the first half. Brady Grove came in and played quarterback. You wonder now if they'll make the switch to go to him for the rest of the game or stay with Leinart.
Yeah, we'll see this be kicked off back to Kyle Westbrook once more. Kyle Westbrook's been explosive on the returns he's gotten. He's gotten 2, and both of them have gotten RUHS favorable field position, though they haven't been able to capitalize off of this. So RUHS still chasing their first offensive points of the football season. Will look to be sparked by a strong kick return. As you can see, the RUHS, or it's just off screen, but the RUHS returners are shifted to the near side, the right side for them, as that's the side the kicker kicks to. And so when we field it, and RUHS will find a hole. Wrestled down to the 30, and that's where Leinart and crew will take over from.
You talked about the Seahawks offense not having any touchdowns. This offense has now been shut out for 6 quarters, going back to last week.
And you're right, Edward. Still trying to look for that first offensive touchdown.
Look for a little bit more of an aggressive approach by Coach Keith Ellison here. They might not look to sit back and only throw on obvious throwing downs, but they'll likely look to just try to find a big play on a situation where Mira Costa may be unprepared. Just keep your eye out for that. They'll start with the handoff, however. Still 0 handoffs that have broken 5 yards for the Seahawks. That's an absolutely ridiculous stat, but it's true. None of the attempts they've made have really broken through. Now is Rocky Martinez there.
Well, if you're the offense on the Seahawks, your best bet now is to just abandon the run game and put it on Kyle Leinart's arm and try to get this offense rolling.
Mira Costa on his own coverage, the 3-4.
On that one, Leinart found Blevins. That one will lead to third down there.
We've seen Leinard.
As we see a full moon out today for the Seahawks. Their home opener right now, 9:25 to go in the third quarter. 3rd and 3 to go here for Leinart and company. See if he goes for another pass for Blevins here. Not on the same page with Ortiz there. Looked like Ortiz curled inwards. The pass went to an outward curl.
Yeah,
and so that will bring up 4th and short.
You looked at Ortiz, you mentioned it. It was like miscommunications between both quarterback and receiver. He just looked at the ball and he wondered, was that supposed to go for me?
And of course, for Mira Costa, once again, zone coverage. They know that Leinart's going to be in this game for a while. And back-to-back plays. It's a 3-4. Of course, we see Davis now going all the way back for a punt.
Yeah, they're not sure. They can't reliably trust that the Seahawks are not gonna punt it, because last time they punted it. Looks like they will call the Seahawks for an illegal shift here, however. Yes, they will. Illegal shift on the Seahawks. And that will force the Seahawks to put an actual punt team back on the field.
You wonder if the Seahawks were trying to draw the Mustangs off sides or what they were trying to do. It looked like, I was looking at Davis lining up near the bottom. He looked like he was a little bit off sides too.
Yeah, I mean, Davis wasn't sure if he should be back by their 25-yard line or back by near RUHS's. So it was very confusing because the Seahawks did good misdirection on the first drive where they punted it from an offensive formation. But on that one, the Seahawks confused themselves, and that one will lead to the Seahawks being forced to actually punt the ball. 2 Mustangs down as that punt trickles out of bounds.
It looks like there's an opportunity here, Julius, for the Mustangs to go for what could be the knockout blow in this game.
Yes, as Liam Meeker and his offense go back to the game, and really they just have been rolling over Redondo Union tonight. The Seahawks, whatever they do, man coverage, blitz, zone coverage, they still have to find a solution to somehow stop Luke Meeker and Kingston Davis.
Yeah, absolutely. You just watch, honestly, the story of the way that Mira Costa has beaten RUHS. You can say it as a lot of ways, but the one I would go with is speed. On that last touchdown, that was just pure speed from Davis to create separation. Meeker has been unsackable because of his speed, and let's see how they take this one. On that play, the running back will fall down. A miscommunication between Meeker and his running back. And it looks like a injury for the running back instead.
Yeah, it looks like I'm not sure what happened there. If they either bumped into each other or something happened at the snap. As we look at the replay, see Meeker call for the ball, and they ran into each other.
Yeah, he toe picked right there. If you see, that looks like a foot injury maybe or an ankle, but if he caught the turf with his toe, that does not look pleasant. Would not want to be in his situation.
Yeah, anytime you make a collision like that, it is gonna hurt.
That was Joaquin Wagner-Boggs who tripped. He seems to be walking okay as he returns to the sideline.
Yeah, nice to see. Trying to spread out the touches between running backs. They've used him specifically with the screen game earlier. And in this instance, Wagner-Boggs catches a tough break. That's not been the story of the game for Mira Costa, however. They'll look to get back on track, still leading by 24. Dropping back to pass is Meeker. Meeker will complete it to number 10.
Lucas Leonard with the reception.
That's a solid job. There's a lot of things that went right for the Mustangs there, but if you look at that offensive line, that's a clean pocket for Meeker to scan. That was clearly not his first option, but that's the one he settled on, and that one will get them a positive play, though it was not incredibly effective. It'll be 3rd and 9 still.
Davis went into motion. Look for him. He might be big playmaker as he was on the last drive.
Watch for Esparza on this RUHS defense to field general his team back into contention. That pass goes well far for the intended receiver, and while Luke Meeker cannot haul that one in, the punt team will come on for the Mustangs. RUHS's defense knows that they've done their job. Now as they trot back to the sideline, they look their offense dead in the eyes and say, your turn.
And that is correct, Calvin. The offensive line for Mira Costa, especially with that play, Meeker had all the time in the world. He was pass protected, really done by the offensive line, but of course just couldn't meet his brother eye to eye.
A spiral punt there, and it's received by Lincoln Esparza. Lincoln Esparza breaking a few tackles. He'll battle for a little bit more yards than he would have gotten initially, and that will be from the 36, 1st and 10 for the Seahawks. 7:37 to go here in this third quarter.
And I believe that was the first punt of the night for the Mustangs.
Seems to be, Edward.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that punt in warmups when we got here a little bit earlier. And it's a very unique form. As you see, it just like kind of floats. It doesn't go end over end like a standard punt does. Instead, it resembles more of a throw. It's a spiral. Imagine someone who's also had some work in the passing game, as far as has gotten warmed up with his wide receiver work to catch that one, because that felt more like receiving a pass than a punt. As you can see, that unique punting form. And here comes the Seahawks the other way. Lionheart on the give. Still, the Seahawks cannot find a run game to speak of.
That Mustang defense has been so dominant tonight. They've gotten past that Seahawk offense and always running into the running back. Can't even get anywhere.
And of course, Cole Liner trying to figure out how to, so my apologies, as Cole Liner trying to figure out how to just penetrate this Mustang defense, as they've been giving him a very hard time throughout this game.
From the shotgun now, Seahawks after the loss of 1 on 2nd down, or loss of 1 on 1st down, they'll approach this on 2nd down. Dropping back to pass, he does not have a clean pocket. He'll try to loft it out, but it's too far for Esparza. They'll get the pass interference flag.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to get the Mustangs for interference, but Esparza was just a few yards away from making that catch. Not sure if this will stay since it was not a catchable pass. But again, Leinert, haven't seen much opportunities to go deep field. This will be the 3rd attempt that he went downfield.
Yeah, you mentioned that it wasn't a catchable pass, but that doesn't factor in to whether that's pass interference. That does factor in on whether that pass interference was necessary for the Mustangs, and it was not. So that's but they will call back the pass interference. They will call back the pass interference. No, they won't. Confusion by the officials, but they will call the pass interference, and that will be 1st and 10 for the Seahawks.
Yeah, on that replay, we saw Esparza and the defender tangle feet, which actually what drew the contact and the penalty.
And of course, the player that committed that pass interference from Mira Costa is none other than Luke Meeker, his 2nd pass interference flag in this game.
So Lionheart from the shotgun. They'll look to drop back and pass again. This curl route hits Blevins. Blevins with the modest gain, and the Seahawks will take it.
You mentioned, Julius, that was the 2nd pass interference of the game?
Yes, for Luke Meeker. Of course, Meeker playing more of a defensive back row as he is listed as a linebacker, but because he has been so dominant as a wide receiver, coaches thought, you know what, let's see him play defensive back. Let's see how you try there. And
I don't think he's going to be popular in the film room tomorrow.
Oof.
So from the shotgun, the Seahawks have another go at it. Let's see if they can get this running game going or if they'll keep passing it. Oh, a hospital ball given to Parker Blevins. Mira Costa cheering after that absolute cheap shot to Blevins there. No attempt made on the ball. Blevins is down.
Yeah, no matter how big ahead you are, I don't know if that's really the right thing to do. As we see a replay and we just see that hit, and oh wow, it's really looked vicious from up here.
That's heavy pressure to the lower back, as Ryan is listed at 6'3", 170. That's a lot of force going right into your lower back. Hopefully Blevins is okay. There was a flag on that play, so he did make a positive for it for his team.
And we see both downline trainers from both Mira Costa and Redondo checking up on Parker Blevins. And seems to be a crowd shot.
RUHS will get hyped for this play. It's a tradition for RUHS. They got the chalk in the air. As you see flashes of pink.
They're just trying to send a distress signal?
Yeah, that's how it's gone for the Seahawks so far. Usually when the Seahawks are winning, it's a lot more energetic than this. The Seahawks fans still having some fun with it.
And of course, once again, Redondo Union still trying to find their first offensive touchdown this season.
It's got to be tough when you're the Seahawks and haven't been held scoreless for 6 quarters. And that's good to see. He's back on his feet.
So the Seahawks will move the sticks. But that was a dangerous play, and it's very glad to see number 13, wide receiver and kicker Parker Blevins, is okay after that.
Yeah, you're right, Kevin. That's good to see him back on his feet after taking a hit like that. And he's walking under his own power, which is even more encouraging.
So Seahawks get a lot from that. I believe it was 15 yards from the spot of the foul.
And look at this, their first opportunity near the red zone tonight.
As we see the pink chalk for the Seahawks. They're hyped. Their team's in the red zone. Chance for the first offensive points this season for the Seahawks. 1st and 10, clean slate for the Seahawks.
It's a big moment for Leinart.
Dropping back to pass his Leinart. Down the outside, he finds a curl route. Looks like Esparza got his toe taps in before he gets out of bounds, and that'll be a solid gain. 2nd and about 6 for the Seahawks.
Seems that distress from the crowd is actually helping. Now they have an opportunity to score points, and good play on 1st down there for Leinart to Esparza. Get a couple yards just to set up 2nd down very easy.
And Mira Costa still running that zone offense. 3-4 linemen, and of course the rest backfield.
Yeah, that zone defense is going to get killed by RUHS's curls if they stick with that game plan.
2 safeties.
They're still at zone this time. And Leinart will run for this one. Leinart lowers the shoulder. Big collision. She'll be down, but Costa's saying they have the ball.
Emotions are running high.
It will stay Seahawks ball. Flag is down. Maybe something unsportsmanlike. Leinart not shying away from the contact even after the last injury play. Watch him lower the shoulder. Boom!
He was not intimidated by that Mustang defense as he put his body on the line there, met up by about 5 Mustangs, and we see a little bit of emotion there after the play. Most of the Seahawk players did not appreciate that hit on their teammate, their quarterback.
Yeah, the quarterback, Cole Leinart, is no small guy. 6'4", over 200 pounds. That's a lot of force in that collision. That could be more than some of the Mustangs trying to hit him. So not typically what you see when a quarterback goes into a collision with the lineman, but that is how that one went for Cole Leinart. And he looks to be fine after that collision. It's good news for Seahawks fans and a sigh of relief for everyone hoping he stays in the game.
Question is, will this come back a couple yards after the play? Looks like, and that's going to hurt the Seahawks. That's going to be a couple yards back. Unsportsmanlike conduct after the play.
Yeah, it was hard to tell what went on. Didn't look like there was too much hand fighting afterwards. Maybe it was something that was said over there.
Well, it looks like it was after the tackle on Leinart. Most of the Seahawk offensive linemen did not appreciate the Mustangs pretty much getting on the pile on Leinart. There was like 5 Mustangs that tackled Leinart right after that play.
Got to draw the line somewhere, and it's good on the offensive line for standing up for the quarterback. But unfortunately, this will severely hinder the Seahawks' opportunity to get their first points Also notable is that their starting kicker is out, so a field goal might be even more difficult than it would have been.
Talk about the injury bug biting the Seahawks. It's been biting them really hard so far this season. Key players being injured.
And of course, especially Bo Osmus. I mean, he has been one of the team main playmakers for Redondo Union last season. But of course, this season, he'll be out for a while.
Yeah, we haven't mentioned that all game, but RUHS is missing their key offensive weapon. One of the best players on this team, Bo Osmus. He's out with a leg injury, but now it's a right foot injury. But now the Seahawks from the shotgun from 3rd and long. Pumping and throwing. This one's Esparza. Esparza sheds a tackle. He is hurled down out of bounds, but he made it at least close there. Seahawks will have an ample opportunity to go for this one, as we'll see if that's what Coach Keith Ellison opts for.
Well, you mentioned their kicker out with injury. Most likely a field goal will be out of the option. They're going to have to go for it to get touchdowns. You cannot get a closer opportunity for Redondo, as they had less opportunities here tonight.
With the run game being practically non-existent, expect to see a short throw. Watch the quick out route, maybe to Esparza. Ortiz is someone to watch for as well. Instead, Leinart is sacked. Rough break for the Seahawks, and the Mustangs get the ball back. Turnover on downs as the Mustangs defense snuffs out the Seahawks offense once again.
Julius, Redondo had that door open for his points, but the Mustangs defense just pretty much slammed the door in their face.
Yeah, just look at the replay. I mean, number 7, Jackson Reach. Big tackle against Leonard. Just ran past the O-line like they were a ghost, and bam, wham, shambling.
You got to be curious if video review tomorrow is not going to be pleasant for the Seahawks. Looked like running back Martinez over there was caught looking to double team one inside defensive lineman, but he missed the real important one, and that's the one that got Leinart down.
Yeah, it looks like that unsportsmanlike penalty really hurt Redondo, because that put them back a few yards. They were close to the goal line.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Without that, I believe that's a touchdown in terms of pure yardage.
Definitely.
Redondo Union inching closer and closer to that end zone.
5:07 to go in this third quarter as the Mustangs throw the ball. Good pursuit by the Seahawks, and he'll be down after 3. A Seahawk is down on the play.
Yes, for Redondo, another player down for the Seahawks, and it has not been looking good for the Seahawks throughout the game. And this is just one of those moments where they would just have to rethink, re-strategize, and hopefully just stop Mira Costa in general.
Yeah, another key injury for the Seahawks. This one's on the defensive end, which perhaps the last, or one of the last ones was as well with Esparza. Esparza's back, but really the Seahawks offense has been ravaged. Let's see how the Seahawks defense can hold up without one of their key starters down.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Seahawks offensive line bench. They look very tired and frustrated. A blown opportunity to get points on the board.
Yeah, you're correct, Edward. And of course, especially the last play at that drive, just Jackson Reach saw a wide open on the wall and just went for the kill.
So Gunnar Lillehogen is down. The Seahawks will look to adjust. Seahawks looking to get a quick stop. 4:30 to go in this quarter. Watch for Spars on that blitz on that right side. That one will be offsides from the Seahawks. Spars are looking to time it. He came very close, but unfortunately for his team, he was a step ahead of the play.
Yeah, it's
not a good thing in this situation.
Yeah, he tried to time it very right, but unfortunately he got caught. Tried to pull the old Troy Polamalu play really fast.
One of the rougher breaks, too, is that was a perfect play call. They got just one more edge rusher than there were blockers on that side. He would have run a free rusher no matter what. But he was looking for that big blow-up play. Just doesn't pan out for the Seahawks. It appears that it will be still second down. No, they will move the chains just barely.
Hey, the Mustangs up ahead. They get free yards. They say, hey, we'll take the first down, right?
Yep, Edward. They're taking the first down. Tripped right. Let's see what Meeker has in play.
Pass goes to the outside, hand fighting, and it's secured somehow by the Mustangs. Almost an incredible read by a Seahawks defensive back right there. But
Kyle Westbrook tried to take the ball away.
But Luke Meeker says, no way. As we see there from the shotgun, play action, they throw the slant, and it's a game of tug of war right there between Westbrook and Meeker. Meeker wins that one. Maybe the benefit of having a brother your age.
Yeah, Westbrook tried to make a play on defense and try to make something special, but unfortunately, he loves that tug of war matchup, and they give the Mustangs extra yardage.
Yeah, throughout this game, we've seen the Meeker connection. And of course, although some of them were completions, some of them were incomplete, but they had one touchdown together here in this game.
And notable to note for that last slant play where they had to actually like fight for the ball, Meeker outweighs Westbrook by a good 45 pounds. That's significant when you're talking about just fighting for the ball right there. That's all power, and that's an advantage Meeker had in that one.
Yeah, just imagine going into a tug-of-war match with a guy like half big your size, and you have that disadvantage. I don't think you're not going to last that long.
And of course, Luke Meeker, once again, could play both offense and defense. Owns back here, Mike Trout. Again, Meeker is a pretty big individual, and the way he moves his feet, the way he runs really quickly, shifty, almost like Mike Trout in baseball.
So still 24-0 with 3 minutes left in this third quarter. For a split gun, here comes Liam Meeker. They'll throw the swing over here. He'll be brought down at the 40, but that'll be enough to move the sticks once more. So yeah, solid play, and we'll see some up-tempo work from the Mustangs. Their line to gain is the red zone. Shown on red for your screen by our Redondo Sports crew. Definitely not on the screen already. Definitely not on the field already. Dropping back to pass. We'll see if they go for the deep shot. They will. In one-on-one coverage. That's secured by the Mustangs. Incredibly fought for by Mira Costa.
That was a bullet from Meeker to Leonard. Of course, Leonard was in the right position. Meeker was in the right position. And with that, two positives, you get almost a double ultra positive. And of course, that was a great run there from Leonard for Mustang touchdown.
That was a rough play there for cornerback Bryson Fowler. He had good positioning. He just couldn't turn his head around to make a play on the ball. And because of that, Mira Costa was able to find the ball first, and Leonard was able to secure it, as well as a tackle came, actually driving the Mira Costa player into the end zone. So that's now 31 after the extra point. 31-0, the Mustangs lead in a domination. Absolute incredible performance from Mira Costa to flex their muscles in this rivalry.
Yeah, and Meeker, again, he knew where he was going on that last play, gentlemen. He went for that one-on-one coverage again, and his receivers have done such a good job winning those matchups, as you mentioned, 31-0. They've shown why they dominated for 7 straight wins, and man, put the nail on the coffin here. It could be 8 wins pretty soon.
And of course, once again, Mira Costa dominating Redondo in everything. Offensively, defensively, running, wide receiving. As we look at the replay, Leonard just celebrating by himself. And Cobbin, what does Redondo Union have to do?
Honestly, at this point, they need a splash of water and maybe a spark. It's been absolute domination from Mira Costa. There's nothing you can draw with the X's and O's that can really put your finger on what RUHS has done wrong or what Mira Costa has done better this game. It's all just about Mira Costa. The individuals on Mira Costa have outplayed the individuals on Redondo. The one-on-one battles they win, just overall they play as a team very well. And so the Seahawks just need a splash of water in the face right now and to get right back into this one as a complete reset. Doesn't look like they will do it right there as a blocker is pushed into Kyle Westbrook and he doesn't get much on the return.
And
so the Seahawks will start from very bad field position.
And of course, as Redondo's offense go back inside, Edward, briefly want to ask, Leonard was hurt early in the first quarter. And of course, once again, Cole Leinart, he's been struggling here in this game. And the question that no one wants to answer for, should Redondo Union switch quarterbacks?
Well, they're down 31-0. The offense hasn't been able to produce much yardage tonight, as we saw this last Friday night. Brady Grohl has come into the game. He's played okay, but now maybe this would be an opportunity for him to come in to get some playing time, to learn more on the offense, to try to at least get more experience on the field. And right now it would be a good opportunity for them to switch quarterbacks.
The ball is handed off. Still 0 rushing plays for RUHS. That's been over 4 yards. And that's a staggering statistic considering that they are 2 minutes away from the fourth quarter. It's absolutely atrocious for the RUHS offense, and it's something they will look to correct.
Yeah, you talk about the loss of yards. I believe they may be in the negative yardage now. We've seen a lot of plays, either 2 yards or loss of yardage.
Yeah, someone fact check us on that, but it's certainly been rough for the Redondo running game. Leinart will drop back to pass. This pass is swatted away. Good defense by, you guessed it, Davies. Another big play made by that absolute playmaker.
Julius, he read the play right. He almost got an interception. Add more to the stats that he's put up so far tonight. Almost a pick.
Kason Davies, that last game carried for 1 carry, but ran for 94 yards. So Kason Davies, once again, trying to repeat what happened last week, but just add a couple touchdowns in there too.
This is a tale of 2 stories from last year. Last year, RUHS just sold the game at the last second. This year, it's been all domination, as Cole Leinart will slide with the ball before the line of scrimmage, volunteering up a sack for the Mira Costa Mustangs.
You mentioned last year's matchup. It was a close 14-13 loss. And throughout the 7 wins by the Mustangs, we also have seen some blowouts and some shutouts. And so far, the Mustangs are on their way to maybe record another shutout here in this rivalry tonight.
You see, Leinart has not shied away from getting hit this game, but on that one, he recognized that it was not worth it. And so he goes down easy. Punt team on for the Redondo Union Seahawks. Almost blocked, but it does get away. It'll take some weird bounces. And the Seahawks will down it just shy of the midfield line. So on enemy territory, the Mustangs take over, looking to add to this lead. 17 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Only thing you can say for the Mustangs, what could go wrong? They've pretty much executed everything they needed to do tonight. Julius, what do they still need to do to continue this dominance?
It looks like Mira Costa could read the minds of Redondo Union. Every time they do a run play, man-to-man defense. Every time they do a passing play, zone coverage. So Mira Costa seems to be levels ahead, being respectful to Redondo Union, but strategically, at least 10 steps ahead of Redondo Union.
There's two things to consider if you're Keith Ellison here for the Redondo Union Seahawks, and it's that you can't all-out blitz because you can't trust your guys on one-on-one coverage. They're losing the battles, but you cannot give Liam Meeker the time. It's a paradox, but it's how you have to defend the Mira Costa offense. The defense has done a good job at times this game, but it still has not been able to contain Meeker and this high-flying Mira Costa offense completely. False start on the Mustangs there, and that's a welcome sight for Coach Keith Ellison. Back to passes Meeker, potentially going deep here. His pass falls short for Davies. He did find some open. He did find this guy open though.
Yeah, he was looking for Davis on that pass, but unfortunately he did not throw it near his target. There were two Seahawks there. Tried to make a play, but weren't able to make an interception.
Because Davies got open the last second, but as soon as he got open the last second, Meeker made the decision to throw, but the throw was a bit too short.
So from the shotgun. Passes dropped there by Davies, trying to get the ball in Davies' hands, but two straight incompletions with him as a target.
One of the rare incompletions we see by Meeker has been almost perfect tonight. Last week he had about 159 quarterback rating in that victory last week, and almost adding to those numbers here tonight.
Meeker, Liam Meeker.
Looks like the Seahawks are going to bring up blitz here.
They're certainly lining up that way, and they will get pressure on the quarterback. Intercepted by Kyle Westbrook. Seahawks bring pressure, and they immediately force a mistake out of Liam Meeker. That might be the approach they have to take, as the Seahawks will head into the fourth quarter with possession of the football.
One of the rare mistakes we see Meeker make tonight, all-out blitz by the Seahawks, which forced him to throw the pass that he wishes he would take back. As we take a look at the replay, see the Seahawks coming. There you see the interception.
Yeah, Meeker released the ball a little bit too early. Of course, costing him an interception. This is the first turnover given by Mira Costa here in this very game.
First offensive turnover. On special teams, they did have the fumble play. But yes, the first offensive turnover for Mira Costa. And we'll see if the Seahawks offense can really come to life here, because they need it.
And that was a good play there by Westbrook, who got the interception. He read the quarterback's eyes, and he took advantage of the confusion by the blitz, and at the right time made that pick. But again, good job reading the quarterback's eyes.
Once more, the Seahawks defense will trade words with the offense as they go from the field to the bench. And this time, once again, they say, your turn. Seahawks defense did everything they needed to do. It's up to Lionheart and company now to do so on offense.
Two high safeties for Mira Costa.
They'll try another counter there. This run play is just about neutral, which isn't even considered a negative at this point for the RUHS run game.
And just a quick stat on Redondo's offense. That's now 7 quarters this season without an offensive touchdown.
And of course, it's the last quarter of this game. Cole Leinert and the offense, they have to come up with something quick, because Mira Costa, they just have been hammering them in defense all game tonight.
So from the shotgun, with 11 minutes to go in the game, Lionheart and company looking for a score. It's looking out to Doug Moore. Doug Moore cannot make a one-on-one play on that ball. On these deep balls, Lionheart just has not been able to put it where he wants to, and it's obviously frustrating him.
Yeah, there seems to be some sort of miscommunication between Lionheart and the receivers. That's now 4 times that he's gone for the deep ball, and he's either overthrown the receiver, or he's underthrown, or throw it away from their range.
So what is the throw there? Where do you go with that? Do you try to go back shoulder because it's inside coverage there?
Well, if I'm Liner, I would just try to beat the defender, try to do what Meeker's been doing, but he hasn't been getting enough time to prepare himself from that throw because of all the pressure.
So third down here for the Seahawks.
6 linemen for Mira Costa.
Liner takes a shot on the throw, and that will be picked off by Mira Costa. Mira Costa saying, anything you do, I can do better, as they take it out of bounds past the 50-yard line. Though there is a flag, some hand fighting between number 52 on the Seahawks and number 3 on the Mustangs.
And again, we saw Liner trying to go deep again as we have a replay. Again, pressured by the Mira Costa Mustangs. See Liner trying to throw it, and here comes the defender. He has to throw it away right away, but again, short underpass, receiver not able to win the one-on-one battle, and it's another turnover. And we see a penalty marker. Again, the emotions really starting to get to the Seahawks, down 31-0.
Yeah, it's a cycle. Every one thing affects the other. The offensive line didn't hold up for Leinart there. Because of that, Leinart had to release that ball a little bit early, and he underthrew it. Because of that, the receiver couldn't make a play on the ball, and that's just all-around defense from Mira Costa. Because of that, they get their offense the ball back and bail them out for the turnover the offense made earlier. You have to wonder, though, will the Seahawks go back to the pressure that got them their only defensive turnover?
Well, Coven, that's a really good question. The only thing, my advice for the Seahawks is to just keep pushing and keep putting pressure on that Mira Costa O-line. Because right now, that O-line, offensive line of the Mustangs, it is unstoppable, unbreakable, and nobody can go through.
And if you're the Mustangs, would you still try to throw the ball, or at this point start just killing the clock with the run game?
So the snap comes to Meeker. They'll hand the ball off. Another instance where a running back toe picks. This time it was Hall. And that will be a loss of 3.
That's the second time that he's actually tripped. I wonder if there's any issues with the field down there. It's twice now that he's tripped with his toes.
So let's see if that forces the Mira Costa offense to go back to passing. But they certainly don't need to. They can coast to the finish line, which is about 10 minutes away now. From the shotgun, they will hand it off once more. Seahawks get another strong stop. Tackle for a loss there by the Seahawks defense.
Back-to-back running plays for Mira Costa as the clock winds down.
Andrew Nichols on the stop there. And that will be 3rd and long for the Mustangs. Number 18, Blake Wonderly, the lone high guy for the Seahawks, as they look to hold the Mustangs to below that first down line. Mustangs opt to just hand it off with some room, but that will take him only to midfield, a good 4 yards shy of the first down marker. Gotta expect we'll see a punt here. No reason for the Mustangs to make any form of risks.
Oh, you're correct about that. Up 31 points. They pretty much dominated both sides of the ball tonight, and they're just plenty of safe by running the ball and just killing time. Now, the Seahawks will get another opportunity to get the ball back, and Julius, try to get some points. If you're the Seahawks, will you switch quarterbacks or stay with Leinart?
Well, in this case, they have to stick with Leinart because in the game, Brady Grohl hasn't really thrown deep enough. I mean, he has been throwing a lot of short and middle passes, but my opinion, they should have Leinart in.
Perfect bounce from Mira Costa. That will pin the already stagnant RUHS offense to the 1 yard line. So Mira Costa winning the ball on offense, defense, and now you can check the special teams box as well.
And let me ask you this question, Kevin. Would you, if you're Leinart, would you start throwing the ball more consistently, or try at least get the running game to at least get some positive yardage?
Well, it's important to distinct that that's definitely not on Leinart. It's definitely not Leinart's decision whether whether the Seahawks offense takes a more running or passing approach. But right here, you try to get in rhythm. It's not about winning the game anymore. It's about getting your offensive confidence back. So usually that would mean a mix of the run game and the pass game. But the run game has generated zero momentum for the Seahawks. They haven't won anything from the run game. So I think short rhythm throws before you build up to gradually longer throws.
With the ball possession right now where it's at, I don't think running the ball would be a good idea either.
Yeah, they will run the ball. And it will be maybe a safety. It looks like he'll be down at the 1 yard line, however. Forward progress should have him at about the 1 before he's pushed back into the red turf.
Wow, how close was that from being a safety?
Martinez will check back in, but it's hard because you have to gain some yards. You can't even punt from this position, really. It's a very difficult position to be in for the Seahawks, but if you don't gain yards, what do you do on 4th down if you can't punt? But you can't reliably count on your running game to give it even 3-4 yards. 5 yards has been unheard of for the Seahawks offense run game this game. So you really have to trust that your quarterback can make a completion. We'll see if Leinart can. That one goes just high for his intended receiver. He's looking for more on that one.
You know, you brought up that 4th down scenario, and we're almost getting to 4th down. So just to answer your question, your best bet if you're the punter, run to the right side of the field and you just punt that ball and get away from everybody.
I'm curious. We saw a play earlier where they showed pass on an empty empty backfield, just a quarterback, and they ran a QB draw. That might have been the only correction to that. They haven't gotten yards on the run. That is the only run that's really gotten them a few Leinart scrambles. So see if he scrambles. He'll complete a pass instead to Ortiz. The Cornell commit shows his skills there on the corner route, and the Seahawks will earn themselves a fresh set of downs. 7:15 to go in the game.
Now Ortiz, a quiet night for him. We've seen Leinart try to go to him a few times, but unable to make catches, and gets a rare catch here tonight. And again, good play, beating out using his size to make that catch.
That's a nice throw.
Watcher for Jackson Reach, number 7 for Mira Costa.
They'll try to get the run game back going, and they get about 2 or 3 yards there on the carry.
With the ball. Magnus Johnson on the tackle. Gain of 3.
Moore checks out of the game.
7.
As you can see, they'll have Ortiz in the slot, and they will have Esparza on that outside position. Ball handed off to the Seahawks. Maybe a little daylight here. Looked like a painful tackle for the running back.
Martinez, the ball carrier.
That looked like Martinez. Yeah, Martinez going headfirst into his blocker off of a nice wrap tackle from the Mustangs.
Still trying to get that running game going. So far tonight, it has not worked at all.
Mira Costa with the, once again, man-to-man coverage. We saw the linebackers push closer to the defensive lineman. As soon as that ball was snapped, and we saw the running back shift towards his right, both the linebackers also shifted, followed him up, almost like a missile.
Drop back to pass is Leinart, and there's nothing doing there. Some contact there between Esparza and Hall, but that won't fall incomplete, and it'll be 3rd down for the Seahawks.
It looks like there's a penalty marker thrown. Esparza's push there was frustrated there, but another penalty on the Mustangs. Get the Seahawks another fresh set of downs.
Yeah, that's a personal foul. They call it 15 yards forwards. So Seahawks don't look now, dare I say, knock on wood, but the Seahawks are generating some momentum here this drive. They have 2 clutch plays to keep them moving in the right direction.
Well, Calvin, they're going to have to do everything they can here, because with the time running down, this could be their last chance to get points to avoid a shutout.
Yeah, I mean, they got 5 minutes. If it would be huge in generating back momentum for them if they can score from all the way pinned down to their own 1. This time, some room for the Seahawks. He breaks a few tackles, and he'll get the 1st down. Was that Martinez? Yeah, that was Martinez on the swing pass.
Yeah, Martinez came on a swing pass, motion from the left to the right, and Liner saw him, caught the pass, and got a lot of yard after that. Most of the positive yards we've seen so far tonight on the Seahawks.
And Mira Costa was caught sleeping there. Rocky Martinez going with a swing route. And of course, Mira Costa barely caught to him as we see an instant replay from that previous play. We see Martinez going that swing route. Lateral pass to him. And of course, shoot out the first defender. Almost caught him. But that was a huge gain for Redondo.
Go back into the shotgun once more. Quick dig route, gets maybe 3 or 4 on that play. Those are what I mentioned earlier, Edward, when we talked about those rhythm throws. They're not the high lofted fade routes or the posts or the corners. They're those little curls, those little swing passes, something to get Cole Leinart his confidence back and to get some short yardage as well.
Yeah, that's correct. Normally those short yardages help set up second and third downs. Very easier to get first downs. It avoids second 9, second and 8s. Mostly sets them up for second and 3 or third and 3.
They'll throw another swing pass. This one's Martinez again. Martinez breaks another tackle. That'll be a solid gain of maybe 5, and that'll be 3rd and short.
Yeah, they got most of that gainage on this play by Martinez. Now it sets them up for an easier third down. As we see again, a liner going from Martinez, this time to the left side.
Beautiful camera work there as we get the ball all the way through. Martinez slipping through. And from the shotgun, Leinart starting to get in a rhythm here. 3 minutes to go in this quarter. Pass is completed. So it's Ortiz once more.
Liner getting a little bit of rhythm and confidence, as you mentioned, late in the game. Again, finds one of his favorite receivers, Ortiz. As we see a replay, goes again to the left side. See Ortiz makes the catch before taking a hit. Good job by him by holding on to it.
They always say better late than never, and here in this late drive, Seahawks are potentially just finding a rhythm and looking to find the end zone here. Dropping it back to pass once more is Leinart. Inside, incomplete to Esparza, as there's a flag in the backfield.
Of course, Esparza.
They'll call holding on the Seahawks.
I believe they signaled an illegal shift on the Seahawks.
Excuse me, yeah, that's correct. An illegal shift. As we see the running back went early. There are 2 players in motion after players are supposed to be set. That can't happen.
And yeah, that flag was thrown early before the snap. And as Lincoln Esparza went down, he was calling for pass interference, looking at the referee, but the referee said, nope, not a pass interference.
Leinart thought he had a free play. He was mistaken. So from 1st and 15, Leinart looking to make sure that doesn't halt his momentum. They'll hand the ball off. Finally, the Seahawks get a solid chunk on a run play. They get 5 here to set up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, good job by Martinez on that running play. They got back the yardage they lost from the penalty and takes the ball back near where the original line of scrimmage is, or was.
Two minutes, 20 seconds left. Down 31. Seahawks have accepted that this is likely the ball game, but they're not going down without a fight, and they're looking to break that goose egg on the scoreboard.
They want that touchdown badly. They want to avoid a shutout.
Dropping back to passes Leinart. Free rusher on Leinart. He takes a shot. He completes it, though. That's Ortiz breaking a tackle. He's inside the 10, along with a roughing the passer call. Good news for Seahawks fans, but also some bad news as Leinart looks a little shaken up. But let's take a look at that play.
Yeah, it's going to set him up for an easy play here as we see the replay. Leinart again trying to get that deep going. You see the defender hit him after he threw the ball, and Ortiz again wide open. This is the longest play completed of the night by the Seahawks.
Yeah, and it's absolutely clutch.
It looks like it's coming back too.
They'll take it back for holding.
Oh, no. This is really bad for Redondo. I mean, longest play, like you said, Edward, but to bring it back, it's just frustrating to see.
Yeah, that's correct. And that penalty shows the story of Redondo's offense so far tonight.
It was offsetting penalties. As you see, the referee over there picked up 2 flags. They couldn't have missed that roughing the passer, but there was also holding, and so they will replay 2nd and 10.
Oh, that's got to be a breaker there for the offense. They had it right there at the goal line, but again, like you mentioned, offsetting penalties.
Yeah, lineman owes his quarterback something after the game, but that will be a first down off the rush. Longest run play for the Seahawks from a running back.
Yeah, they waited almost
10 yards there.
They waited almost 40 minutes to get that going, and finally they get a positive yardage on the running game.
Looked like the ball spilled out of bounds. Hard to tell if it was ever actively loose, but regardless, that's Martinez, who they started to lean on towards the end of the game.
Big tackle there from the Mira Costa defender, but somehow Martinez just trying to inch closer and closer to first down, try to score Redondo Union's first offensive touchdown.
It will not be a first down. It's 3rd and short. The give will go again to Martinez. This time Martinez will lose yardage. Seahawks, with a minute left to go in this game, will go for a hurry-up offense and likely go for a passing play.
I don't think the Mustangs offense was very happy that they gave up that last rushing play. They came back and they got themselves a negative yard shortage. As we see the replay, Martinez tries to go to the left side, but he's met by a couple of players on the other side of the scrimmage line wearing opposite colors.
Yeah, maybe the Seahawks have to take the Jaylen Brown approach and just not go left, because it really has not worked out for the Seahawks. Down the outside, it's dropped from the Seahawks. Incomplete for Doug Moore, and that will be a turnover on downs. With 23 seconds left, we will see a knee, and we'll see the end of the game.
And I'm not sure about that last play, Kevin. When it's 4th down and less than a minute to go, it's 4th down. At least try to go give a shot to the end zone or try to keep the drive alive. I wasn't sure about making that short pass because it wasn't going to go anywhere. But in something like that, when you're down big, you should at least try to go for the end zone.
Yeah, it's really hard to say there because they obviously wanted to play relatively safe, but in that instance, that one didn't even connect. So that is just really a story of how this game has gone for the Seahawks. It's just been all around. They can't complete the plays they normally can. Talented group of guys, not on the same page right now. And as the Mira Costa Mustangs will take a knee, that puts the icing on the cake for this one.
And this will be now back-to-back games that the Seahawks have been shut out on offense. That makes it 2 games, 8 quarters.
Costa will extend the streak to 8 straight against the Redondo Union Seahawks. Stings for the guys in the red shirts, but that will be another win for Mira Costa as clock hits zeros.
And I think the number for the night is number 8. As you mentioned, Kevin, 8 straight wins by Mira Costa, 8 quarters that this offense has been shut out, Julius.
And of course, just want to add in, this is the first time since 2021 that Redondo Union started the season 0-2.
Well, Julius, with the final score being 31-0, what's next for Redondo? Because it looks like they're going to have to go back to the drawing board to at least get something going.
Yeah, you're correct, Edward. I mean, the best thing they could do is next as the week comes by, go back to the film room, try to figure out what they have to do next week, and of course, Coach Keith Ellison has to figure out, how he's going to play next week as they'll be away. And it's gut-wrenching. Heartbreaking, too, for Redondo to be shut out. and the players are not in a good mood.
And Kevin, let me ask you this question as I asked Julius. Where does Redondo go from here?
Well, it's important for Redondo to recognize that even in a 31-0 game, there were positives. Notably, I'm talking about the beginning of that last drive. To start from the 1 and to get it all the way into the red zone, they have positives in that offense. Once they're not marred by injuries throughout the game and they can have all game to get all their starters within rhythm, you're going to start to see that beginning of the drive happen at the beginning of the game. Then you're going to start to see the shots that RUHS built to, like that one to Ortiz. You're going to start to see that happening earlier on in the game when it still matters significantly. So if you can take those bright spots from RUHS and put them to everywhere around the game, then you're going to see this RUHS team start winning some football games, as they will in the future. You can clearly see the talent on this RUHS roster. Once they start playing together and start getting on the same page, it's going to be a very strong season for them.
And here's another question let me ask. If you're Coach Edison, will you stay with Leinart or will you try to go to Brady?
So, young quarterback Brady Grow is a sophomore. He showcased that he can absolutely play. However, it is way too early to move from your starting guy. He's missing his main offensive weapon. He doesn't really have, he took a shot early in that play. I see this still as Cole Leinart's team. He is a strong enough player where he is going to be a difference maker for this RUHS team. So I don't think you can abandon it after 2 weeks. I don't think you can abandon it after 4 weeks. I don't think you can abandon it so early because he still has the potential to play great. And once the situation is there for him, then he will show that.
Same question to you, Julius. Will you stay with Leinart or will you go to Grow?
I would have to stay with Leinart because he's been in the team longer, and although he's been transferred to Redondo Union last year, Leinart has the experience, Leinart has the arm, and of course, once again, Brady Grow, he's only a sophomore. He still has a lot of things to learn, even though he made some really good passes here in this game. But if I was Coach Keith Ellison, I'll stick with Leinart.
Something to mention again is that Leinart was on the team last year. He did take them to playoffs. He joined the team during week 5, I believe, and he was cooking towards the end of that season. So you put him in the right situation again, there's absolutely no reason he cannot lead the team to greatness like he did last year.
You're correct about that, but there is one wild card that is struggling for the Seahawks. Is number 7. He's not in the lineup. He's not playing, and he was their leading scorer last year. So when you don't have your best player on the field, this offense will struggle, and we've seen it the first 2 weeks of the season.
Absolutely. Bo Osmus is an explosive player, and honestly underrated is his defense as well. He's a defensive back as well. That's something to note. It absolutely diminishes what he does to call him a wide receiver, because he's an athlete. He's a monster in the weight room. He's a running back, a wide receiver, a defensive back, and he can truly make a difference for this team. So you will see that this Seahawks team can bounce back.
And of course, to piggyback on Colvin, Bo Osmus, their star player out. This is already the second week of the football season, and Redondo Union still has to find a way to adapt to that, trying to utilize different players in our offense.
And here's one thing, Julius, you mentioned too. We got to see him here a little bit earlier, and I'm pretty sure he's really frustrated not being on that field right now with his teammates.
Absolutely. So for this Redondo Union football team, they start the season 0-2. That hasn't happened for a bit, someone was mentioning, but that is something they look to bounce back on. Every great team faces adversity, and we'll see how Redondo Union decides to approach from here. Of course, thanks for staying on Redondo Sports. We're going to cut to replays for this game. Absolute dominance from Mira Costa. Let's see how the game went.
pistols. 30s and the tooties and Kimbos. Open and smack him in his nigga like Kimbo. You be throwing cash on the strip, my little sucking for the free. I got a but a they got me. I know she trip when I dip, so I they pillow talking about me like I'm but she ain't know this shit. There is in my teeth, I'm stylish. Tough big t-shirt in the island. Hot better from the back on the island. Let it talk crazy, my mind went out silent. I'm like I'm stylish. Talk big t-shirt, bitch.
Back like a crash that brand. Bend it over, touch your toe, shut it from the shade. I said on the floor, bring it back on. Hit a split on the shot it at. Shake it back, 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 shake it in, 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 shake it in.
If you a bad, drop it down to the floor if you a bad. Oh no, she ain't on. She's just bad. I'm in the club looking for a bad bitch. In the parking lot looking for a bad bitch. Everywhere I go, I'm trying to find that bad bitch. You know me, I gotta keep me a bad bitch. Freak in the morning, freak in the evening. I'm looking for a freak when I'm done block bleed. Now take me to a house, tease me, then please me and tell all her friends how the made her sleep. And believe me, when I'm up in that, I'm giving y'all that Mike Jones treatment. I can tell by the way she walk that she got it. Body so deadly, you can tell when she drop it. I'm either gon' hit her on the feet outside. I seen it walk by me, damn near passed out. Then crept up behind her, told her it was time to let a player like me get in there. I'm looking for a dime, that's top of the line. Cute face, little waist with a big behind. I need a dime, that's top of the line. Cute face, little waist with a big behind. You want this money, then you gotta be a bad. Shake it, relative if you a bad. Drop it down to the floor if you a bad.
Picture perfect. I paint a perfect picture, bombing suckers with precision. My intentions to get with you with ass and double OP. Dog, my closest homies, it's so cold, we dispose our foes.
Showing up, I keep my hand on my gun, cause they got me on the run. Now I'm back in the courtroom, waiting on the outcome. Free Tupac, it seems that's all that's on my mind. Mine's at the same time, it seems they trying to take mine. So I'm gonna get smart and get defensive with this.
I'm Julius Choi.
March with the gangster twist.
Now they got us laced, two multi-millionaire young brothers catching cases. Busters get ready for the throwdown, the hits about to go down. Me and Snoop about to clap. I'm losing my religion, I'm vicious on these stool pigeons. You might be deep in this game, but you got the rules missing. Suckers be acting like they savage, I'm out to get the cabbage. I got nothing but love for my homies living lavish.
I got a pit named Pete, she niggerina. I got a house out in the hills, right next to Chino. And I think I got a black Beamer, but my dream is to own a fly casino like Bugsy Siegel and do it all illegal and get scooped up by the little homie in the Riga. It feels good to you, baby bubba. You see, this is for the G's and the keys, young hustler.
Now follow as we ride. You can check the rest. Two of the best from the west side, and I can make you famous. Brothers been down for years, so how can they blame us? I live in fear of a felony. I never stop belling these West Coast G's. If you got it, better flow me. Another one, two of America's most wanted. Ain't nothing but a gangster. Nothing but a gangster boy. Ain't nothing but a gangster. Nothing but a gangster boy. It ain't nothing but a gangster boy. Nothing but a gangster boy. It ain't nothing but a gangster boy. Now give me 50 feet. Defeat is not my destiny. Release me to the streets, but keep whatever's left of me. Jealousy is envious, suffering is greed. Better be prepared when you cowards bust at me. I bust and flee. You suckers must be crazy, word. Ain't no mercy, jealous busters who can fade the thugs. You thought it was, but it wasn't. Now disappear. Bow down in the presence of a boss player.
Like blood, gang banging. Everybody in the party doing dope slanging. You got to have papers in this world. You might get your first snatch before your eyes swirl. You're doing your job every day, and then you work so hard till your hair turn gray. Let me tell you about life and about the way it is. You see, we live by the gun, so we die by the gun.
Tell me not to roll with my Glock, so now I gotta throw away. Floating in my black Benz, trying to do a show a day. They wonder how I live with 5 shots. Brothers is hard to kill on my block. Fiends for currency, it don't related. Affiliated with the hustlers, and so we made it. No answers to questions, I'm trying to get up on it. My brother dog and me, eternally the most wanted. Ain't nothing but a gangster. Ain't nothing but a gangster.
Okay. 369, damn, just like it to me one more time.
clean. Can she cut that question been harassing me in the mind? This girl is fine. I done came to the club about 50 times. Can I play with your panty line? The club wanna say I need to calm down. Security guard gonna sweat me now. Play a drunk, then I'm mug, threaten me now.
She getting drunk in the club, I mean she working. And then I like to see the female twerking. Taking her clothes off, ooh she naked. ATL shorty don't disrespect it. I pop your thing like this, cause you ain't twin in this B.I. Lil John and the East Side boys with me. And we all like to see Tiggo bills. So bring yourself over here, girl, and let me see you get low. If you want this dub, now take it to the floor. But if you wanna act, you can keep yourself where you at.
3, 6, 9, damn, you sing it to me one more time. Get low, get low, get low, get low, get low, get low. To the wall.
I wasn't born last night. I know these ain't right. But you was blowing up her phone last night, but she ain't have a ring or not her ring on last night. Ooh, that's that nerve. Why give her your heart when she rather have a purse? Why give her inch when she rather have 9? You know how the game goes, she be mine by halftime. I'm the ooh, that's that nerve. You all about her and she all about hers. Birdman Jr. and his no flamingos, and I done did every day, but trust these, trust these, trust these.
When I reach, don't you? And you can't do nothing for you. Oh, these ain't loyal. Whoa, these ain't loyal. Yeah. Let me see. Just got rich. Took a broken. Let me see. I can make a broken rich, but I don't broke. Let me see. Got a white girl with some fake. I took her to the bay with me. Eyes closed. That by Molly, I'm a rasta. She wanna do smoke, get let me see. She wanna see it. She wanna all the rappers. When I rich, don't you? And you can't do nothing for you.
Wow, what a night here at the Battle of the Beaches matchup. Redondo Union lost 31-0 to the Mira Costa Mustangs. They came out with explosiveness, dominating all sides of the ball. Redondo Union will look to bounce back next week against Huntington Beach, and all the action is right here on Redondo Sports. So stay tuned. You can check us out on YouTube. And from Redondo Sports, I'm Coven Mystery.
I'm Edward Rentasso.
And I'm Julius Choi.
We thank you for tuning in. Have a good night.
To be smiling for.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent from Ironclad Digital Media. Redondo Sports would like to thank all of our fans for your support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.